Hello everyone, it is Monday night then. I was going to say it's Tuesday, but it isn't. It is Monday, isn't it? And it is time for ALR. It is time for the Hungarian Grand Prix. It is time for silver. And it's time for round 13 of season 3 of the ALR Formula 1 World Championship. Absolutely brilliant stuff indeed, isn't it? Right then, as you can see, we're here at the Hungary. It's a technical, tight, twisty dust bowl of a circuit, isn't it? It's a natural bowl as well, which is very unusual, isn't it, in these modern times. And as the countdown is on then for the start of the session, and we're about 1 minute away then before we go green, before the cars are out on the circuit then. But before we do so, let's take a look at the drivers and the constructors standings, shall we? Actually, before we do so, let's just take a quick look down memory lane, shall we? Last time last season, Vitor got the fastest lap then, and I gotta say, a lot of the stats last season was dominated by 3 drivers who have gone up into gold this season. Liam, took his first ever Grand Prix victory around here in silver. Fantastic stuff indeed. That this was also around about the halfway stage of Haas's incredible 4 Grand Prix win in a row. I think they got into 8 in the end, didn't they? Fantastic stuff indeed. German got on pole position as well. So really, it was very much all the drivers that got promoted into gold last season. They're very much dominating the season tonight. Dominated the season last season. Fantastic stuff indeed. That record is actually held by Vitor with 1:16.053 from last season. And no, I apologise. Actually. It is actually Vitor from last season. All-time lap record is set by German of a 13:641. Is that going to be broken here tonight? Well, let's find out, shall we? In the driver standings, it is Troy who's leading now, 72 points in front of Gamer, who was the early pace setter. Troy's last time out, that was only the second time in his silver campaign, where he failed to score. Fantastic stuff so far for Troy, but let's see if we can get back on it as well. He's already on, he's on 205 points, isn't he? Fantastic stuff indeed. Gamer's second and third position, and 45 points behind Gamer is Noob Tabe, or the bronze world champion, or the former bronze world champion. Nigel in fourth position, only 7 points adrift now. Nigel's from that automatic promotion place into gold then. Back to where the promised land may be for Nigel. If we can get back into Goldie had a good racer last night as well, didn't he, Nigel did? Sarah Smasher in 5th position, 13 points adrift of Nigel. And then we have BP, excuse me, I'm just laying on my controller. BP in 6th position, he's at 3 positions. Wilson is at 3 positions as well. Maldonado and Curly down 2 positions each then, so that they're a fine start to the season. And they've struggled a bit lately. Gordo completes the top 10. FIFA Beefy is the biggest mover. He's moved up 4 positions after his brilliant second position in the British Grand Prix. And Farf, his first Grand Prix win in a very long time, of season 2, I think, of ALR. Goodness me, back in Bahrain was the last time he won in an ALR event, and because of that, he propelled himself up to 16th as well. And there's now a 20-point gap between Farf and 17th place Jake the Slayer, and the relegation zones then for the bottom 3 is good. They're starting to cut adrift slightly, aren't they? As Jake the Slayer now 20 points away from Farf. Ayrton's a point behind Jake the Slayer. He's down 18th. Bullet 2 points behind Ayrton, and young Tommy in 20th at the moment as well then. As the countdown is on then, and of course we are getting into the session now. I think we are a bit behind tonight then, but don't worry about that then. Well, do worry about that, of course, if you've got work tomorrow. Unfortunately, I have. But luckily, I have had some chippies tonight, and I feel as right as a daisy then. In the constructors, it is Renault that's leading the constructors, and 68 points in front of Mercedes in second. And Ferrari have had a great couple of races. They've moved themselves up into third. Great stuff indeed there for Ferrari, but they are 71 points away from Mercedes. Goodness me. Alfa Romeo have dropped down a position. They're now in 4th position. Red Bull are 5th. They've also dropped down a position, and McLaren have also dropped down into 6th as well, but it's very close. McLaren are 6 points behind Red Bull. Williams are a point behind McLaren, and Racing Point are a point behind Williams as well. Goodness me then. Haas dropping down to 9th position now, 23 points behind the Racing Point team. AlphaTauri brings up the rear in the top 10. Well, only 10 teams are in ALR at the moment, aren't they? Which is a bit unfortunate. Goodness me, we're still on the loading screen. Good gosh, said. Right then, comment center here then. Gio first said, hello Gio. We got Formula Moments and yo. We got TK. Evening, Fred. Good evening, TK. Hope you have a good race tonight. And as Formula Moments as well. We've got Gordo, hello, Bogey Volcano. I've been watching COBALT stream over and over again then. It was a great stream, it really was, wasn't it? FIFA Beefy, good evening Beefy. Gamer, evening, hello. Sarah Basham, evening, oh, good evening, Sirius. Tommy, evening, lads, down with the peace side, good evening, Tommy. Nunda, let's get ready to rumble. Becca, evening. Gordo saying turn 4 will be a pain in the neck then. Nunda saying turn 4, 5, turn 4, 5, 6, and 7 will be bad. Then it looks like that Nunda is not looking forward to the second sector of this lap, but it looks at that one. Nigel saying race day again then. Ayrton said hello, Sean, with the lovely blowing kiss emoji. I don't know what fish that is then, but I'll give one back. We've got Gordo saying good luck, Nunda, and Nunda saying good luck as well. Lovely. Like I said, there's a lot of love in the comments tonight. Absolutely fantastic stuff indeed. There, as Wilson is saying, it's all sunny. Then I'm not sure if he's talking about his region or if he means sunny in Budapest. And it's been a beautiful day, hasn't it? I think that there has been some snow around a couple of regions, hasn't they, in the UK? Very odd indeed, isn't it? Where we was having a very hot, humid Easter weekend, and all of a sudden we had a bit of snow, didn't we? Goodness me. Gordo saying dry or Vintage saying evening, oh good evening Sean, good evening Vintage. Boki saying oh good evening. Another safety car galore then for Gurman. He's asking possibly. Oh god, it's an old school circuit. This is. We'll talk more about the circuit in just a jiffy as well, as you guys are very talkative and I absolutely love it then. Best of skill silver. Oh gosh, let me turn that down. We've also got fun moment saying Nunda is into steel, 25 points in. Turkey roast, Sean. Good luck everyone as well. Of course, Emerson was just informing me about what he had for dinner. As yes, I was because I really wanted to know what Emerson was having for dinner, because he was having a roast on a Monday, which is absolutely amazing. What a way to start off your Monday then, to have a roast then. Of course, the second best meal is to have fish and chips, or I had nuggets and chippies. I got to say that it was very saucy though, I must say. So look, good God, that I've got enough blood in my system, otherwise I might be a bit concerned by that, because I think doesn't salt dry up your blood? I'm sure it does, doesn't it? But there you go, that's well, I'm assuming so anyway. As Bradfield out on circuit as well, we're on board the McLaren driver now then, Bradfield, and I think the Bradfield he's had a good season in terms of qualifying. And look at that, nailing turn 4 quite nicely indeed. And so Bradfield then will look 3 minutes into this qualifying session, 18 minutes in to get around this bout. We was in the 13s last night, wasn't we? So around the 64 second odd lap. Then what am I talking about? 74 second odd lap around here. So they got enough time, haven't they? 18 minutes then. But this track is quite small. It is also, we're expecting a bit of traffic as well. The traffic day was quite well behaved last night, I must say. Well, not, I wouldn't say it was well behaved in the race. It was an action-packed race. I've got to say it was brilliant from my point of view. But yes, it was a bit. We had a lot of safety cars, didn't we? As Gurman alluded to just a minute ago as well. Then and now as Bradfield comes across the line, he's done a 15.355, and that's the first time on the day, first time on the board, I should say, of the day as well. Gordo's unfortunately invalidated his time, and he's going to have another bite of the cherry, isn't he? Into the pits. There comes the AlphaTauri. We got a Haas car coming around as well. That's Nunda. We'll talk about Nunda's return to ALR in just a moment or two. And we have got, we've also got another Alfa Romeo coming through as well. As that was a Renault Welshman Nada then, just visiting the scenery. Here's TK out of the final turn. TK goes 14 now. He's about a second in front of Bradfield. What about New Potato then? And of course, there, let's see, had a bit of a difficult spell, didn't he, in the British Grand Prix? New Potato is. Let's see if we can get himself back in to the mix as he breaks down to turn 1 then. Of course, the track was edited. Well, yeah, I'm going to say that. The track was edited, wasn't it, back in 2003 to extend the run down into turn 1 to produce more overtaking. Here it goes. Curly going across the line and a tenth of a second away at the moment. Goodness me, good times right from the get-go here. Serge Mushroom now has just gone 4 faster than, but his teammate Young Tommy, who's 20th in the standards at the moment, but albeit he's only had 2 Grand Prix starts for silver, is just gone into 3rd fastest, a couple of tenths in front of his teammate. I like this Williams pairing, a very good pairing indeed, aren't they, the Williams team? And of course I do have a soft spot for Williams, not only because have got such incredible heritage in Formula 1, but also because the fact is I'm driving for them in COBALT. In bronze there. Here comes Nunda. Nunda, of course, was apart as he goes second second fastest. Good time there for Nunda. And we've also got silent shifting as well then. So Nunda returns to ALR. He hasn't raced in ALR since the final race of Season 2 of Bronze. So it's great to see Nunda back in action. And he is in for Billet tonight. It's a shame that Billet's not in here tonight, because I'm sure this would be his home Grand Prix. So that's a shame there for Billet. But yeah, Nunda back in action as well. Remember, he finished third in the Bronze World Championship last season, so he would have been promoted anyway, wouldn't he? If he was coded out to silver, but of course, alas, that wasn't the case then. But yeah, he's in silver now, and he's a very quick customer indeed. So let's see what he can do then. As TK is just unfortunately being held up in the pit lane here. Luckily, he is fast at the moment. TK is, of course, he got pole position in the Monaco Grand Prix. TK has, but since then he hasn't really reached the limits there, which we feel that he has the potential, does he, TK then? But hopefully, TK then will very much get himself back onto the as he retires from the session, TK does, but hopefully TK will get himself very much back on the podium as well, because the last podium he was on was actually in the Monaco Grand Prix, wasn't it? But he's had a 4th position in Austria. He had an 8th position last time out in the British Grand Prix, and of course in France as well. I think he had 6th position there. So the results are there. I wonder if he can just string a good couple of results together for TK. But I think that very much for next season, TK is a driver that you do need to watch out for, I would say, because I think that get a championship campaign together, TK is going to be very much there. One of the bookies' favourites. Believe you and me, I think that he will be very much one of the bookies' favourites for next season's championship charge. Currently, this season's championship charge is between Troy and Gamer at the moment. Troy is on such a rich run of form at the moment. Their Gamer very much on his back foot, isn't he? Welsh Maranada goes second fastest there. A whisker, oh my goodness me, I say a whisker, 400 of a second away from the time which was posted by TK. Impressive stuff there from Maldonado, and just in front of her old rival Nunda from the bronze category a season ago now. BP coming out of the front as well. BP, another driver who I was expecting, he's had 3 podiums in his career now, BP has, but he hasn't had a win yet. And when he was coming in, there was a lot of talk, wasn't there? A lot of chatter about this man there, and perhaps coming in and really starting to rule the roost in silver. But that's not been the case yet either, has it? But of course, it does take a couple of races there to find your feet, doesn't it? In ALR, Ayrton coming across the line. He is 9th fastest at the moment. So he is the second slowest of the timed runners so far. Gordo has started his lap off, and he is just flicking it out at turn 3. It's turn 40. It's going to be the crucial turn around this circuit, I would say. Of course, there will be a lot of drivers then that might be getting a bit frustrated then in terms of the corner cutting and all that kind of jazz going on then. On board with Baz at the moment then in the Alpha Tauri as well, and going a bit wide then. At the moment, Baz's form is not looking too good. He's had 2 DNFs in a row, Baz has, and he hasn't scored since the Canadian Grand Prix 3 rounds ago then. So Baz needs to get that run of bad luck then out of the way then, because Alpha Tauri has dropped to the bottom of the constructors as well, which is I think it's a very crucial championship. Sometimes it does be put as the second most important championship. He's just in front of his teammate Ayrton there, Baz is, but he's a set of time then, but I don't think that's going to be safe by any stretch of the imagination. We've got Mercedes the Gamer there emerging from out of the shadows of his garage as well. Gordo coming across the line. He is 7th fastest. I think Gordo has been one of my drivers of the season so far. He's been absolutely magnificent. Brilliant 17. Wilson is not going to be too happy with that though. He has invalidated his time, Wilson, and he's going to have another bite of cherry, isn't he? Let me quickly carry on with the old comment, shall we? I'm struggling. Where am I? I'm here. Here comes the new Potato coming out of the final turn. Let's see what Potato does. And his first time run was very much a sandbagger. That's a better time there for Newt. Then look at how close these times are to the top. I'm loving this already. TK fastest. Maldonado second fastest. Nunda third. And Potato in 4th position at the moment. And do not count out Curly in 5th position. Very much nip and tuck into the top 5. Magnificent stuff indeed. Love it. Vintage saying, hoping young Tommy can get out of that relegation zone then. I think that young Tommy, he's got the pace, hasn't he? I don't think when young Tommy, of course, he's only been in the ALR still for about 3 Grand Prix, hasn't he? So I don't think he'll be in the relegation scrap for too much longer. But I have a feeling that relegation scrappers are just over half distance there, and the drivers at the bottom are going to become isolated quite quickly. On board with FIFA Beefy now, and he is just in the middle part of the lap. Gordo saying he made a mistake, then Bradfield forgot to put his ears on that laugh out loud there. We've also got will give my best there for vintage there from young Tommy. Silent Shifting, let's go then. Silent Shifting was in the comments last night, and tonight he is back in the car. He is in the Red Bull. Good stuff indeed there for Silent Shifting. He's in for the in for Steed tonight then. So good stuff for Silent Shifting. It's great to see Silent Shifting back in the cockpit as well. Really good stuff indeed then. I think that I was going to say he took pole here, didn't he? But I think that was the German Grand Prix, wasn't it? I'm really taking that. I'm kind of taking that out of my back pocket then, so take that with a pinch of salt then. On board with Gamer then, and Nigel's also started his lap as well. We got three very big names at the bottom row, and Cirrus Mushin there. Goodness me, he has just gone fastest there. Good time there for the Williams driver, Cirrus Mushin there. He wants to be back. He wants to be back in that battle for the final promotion spot as well. Just watching Gamer then, who is now doing a hop, skip, and a jump. There he is, then over the curbs there into that chicane, and very narrow that chicane is, isn't it? So it's not very much of an overtaking opportunity, is it? As TK says, I might make Q2 with laughing emojis as well. I think that TK would be, I think that that might turn into certainty, as TK should be through. He's retired the car, but he should be safer unless the time starts to tumble down. Track evolution around here, we'll keep an eye on it, but I think that TK and anyone in the mid to low 14s should be fine, I would say. But of course, I'm probably going to eat those words in the not too distant future. Here comes Gamer across the line now. He is 7th fastest, the Mercedes driver. He can't seem to find the form that he was on earlier on the season. He was on a rich run of form. Gabriel was at the beginning of the season, wasn't he? Goodness me, he was absolutely magnificent to start the season. I'm just having a just coming across some difficult periods in his career here in ALR, but he's still second. Nigel goes fastest there, and goodness me, it's exactly the same time, Nigel and Cirrus Mushroom, and so technically it's Cirrus Mushroom in front of Nigel, really, because Cirrus Mushroom set that time first, so that's normally what they do. So good gracious me then, Nigel and Cirrus Mushroom exactly the same time there by almost, well, a thousandth of a second, and less than a thousandth of a second. That the clock can't even separate them. Fantastic stuff indeed. This is a good start into the Hungarian Grand Prix, isn't it? I'm rubbing my hands with glee. My headset's already fallen off as well. Oh, this is going to be great, isn't it? Here's Farfed, who is coming up to the back of Nigel then. Silent Shifting is have to have another bite of the chair as well. Slayer is in turn 5. Wilson is in turn 4. Troy is coming up to the final part of the lap as well in car 70. Apart from that blip in the British Grand Prix, he's in that British Grand Prix, and of course earlier on the season, Troy's season's been absolutely magnificent, hasn't it? The Swedish Grand Prix driver then, out of turn 14 as well there. Troy is a DRS, only 2 DRS zones around here. Troy goes 5th fastest, I should say, and Whisker behind his teammate as well. These times are looking quite impressive then. Wilson is still behind Nigel here then, so Wilson may not be too happy with Nigel here if Nigel's coming into the pits. He is coming into the pits, and whilst Wilson was still on the lap then. Jake the Slayer crossed the line. He goes 7th faster, and that's what Slayer needs then. Here comes Wilson out of the final turn, and Wilson goes 8th fastest at the moment. Good stuff indeed then. Now we've got Silent Shifting, and this is second by the cherry as well. Silent Shifting is into the 16 freeze at the moment then, the Red Bull driver, and of course he's been parachuted into that Red Bull very late on, so of course it's going to be I think I just did a comment in there about Hulkenberg there from Silent Shifting, and it very much will be indeed, won't it, as he tries to find a couple of just trying to find the feet in that Red Bull then. For the moment, pens are strict around here. Indeed they are, and they can make or break your race then. Nunda, Hulken back then, hashtag Nunda back as well then. I think that's where I found the Hulkenberg where I found the Hulkenberg mess there, but yeah, definitely the same for Silent Shifting as well. He's currently slowest at the time so far, Silent Shifting is, but as we said, then he had no preparation time at all. I'm just watching Ayrton, who's currently 19th fastest at the moment, out of the final turn, and whereas Ayrton put himself, that's a much better time for Ayrton. 13th fastest now, improved by over a second there from his first time running. A lot of drivers are coming into the pits, but it looks like, goodness me, got a conga line coming in there. Just watching the Williams, a young Tommy then, who is fallen down the order slightly since he put his first timed run up there as well. I've got to move my knee because I've got cramp. Oh dear, that's not good, is it? Here comes Tommy out of the final turn. Tommy goes at 12th fastest now, moves himself further up the grid as well. Gordo currently in the relegation zone then, down in the 17th position then, so he needs to find a bit of time there, doesn't he, in that Haas car, DRS and Ronda Manu. So let's go on board there with Gordo then. So he's 17th on a 14.8 then. and these times are coming down, and I said it was going to be a early to mid 14 would be safe then, but I'm going to be eating my words there, because there might be a lot of drivers now starting to look over their shoulder. Bradfield is back out. Remember, Bradfield didn't have the ERS deployment there on that McLaren. He forgot to switch it on then, so Bradfield will be a lot quicker in his second time around as well. Bazet is also out on circuit, and silent shifting down in 20th position, and Gordo's gone 10th of a second quicker in the first time then. Curly's gone faster. Underline that he's got pace around here. He's in the 13th, and the first hour into the 13th there, which is Curly. Magnificent stuff indeed there. And he has displaced Nigel and Serious Mushroom, joined to the top then. The standings thus far. I'm loving his qualifying session. Fantastic. Back on board with Gordo as well. Yellow flags is fluttering. It's Curly there. It's just cruising back into the pits as well. Remember, Curly does have a qualifying free ban. So I think that he's just trying to probably enjoying himself out at the moment, isn't he, Curly? But he's very quick, isn't he? A quick customer indeed, Curly is around here. And just watching Gordo into turn 14 as well. Love the helmet, by the way, from Gordo. That's a lovely helmet indeed. I'm loving that. Out of follow turn then, and let's see what Gordo can do. He is, oh my goodness me, he is second fastest there. That is very good evolution there from Gordo. Magnificent stuff indeed that. Baz there in the second sector as well. He's a 10th of a second quicker in the second sector on his personal best, I remind you, not on the quickest time out there, which is currently Curly, who is the quickest driver. Now, that's what I love about Silver this year. It's very much I wouldn't say it's a lottery as such, and it depends on the time and what you're doing, don't it, really? And it's very much track specific sometimes. Baz is down in 18th position at the moment. I was expecting a bit more of an improvement now from Baz, but he's still in the 15th at the moment, which I'm quite shocked by. Here comes Bradfield now then, and let's see what Bradfield could do with the ERS deployed at this time then. Floated over the curbs as well. Yellow flag is in sector 1 then. I think that's Baz is just getting out of the way there. Well, the AlphaTauris anyway on board with Bradfield as well. Got a Williams driver. Is that young Tommy there? It is young Tommy indeed, but he's abandoned his time. Young Tommy is going to be very vulnerable, I feel, and he's going to be sweating bullets, young Tommy, as he could be out of this qualifying session. What about Bradfield then? Into turn 13 as well then. Now into 14 for the McLaren driver. And he is now then, look at that, feathering the throttle around 90 miles an hour then. Oh, going very wide then. He's still within track limits. That's better for Bradfield. It's a McLaren 1-3. Good stuff indeed. Silent shifting is going to start us out now with 45 seconds to go. Baz is on an in-lap, but it looks like I don't think he's got enough time. I don't think Baz has got enough time. I can't believe it, but BP is currently out qualifying, as is Farf as well. Gordo's retired from the session. He's happy. There's going to be some tears in this qualifying session. BP, a major player since he's stepped foot in ALR. He's currently down in 18th position at the moment. Let's see if he can improve. He improves to third fastest. That's a much better time there from BP. Last race winner, which is Farf, is down in 18th position. FIFA has got up into 9th fastest at the moment. Troy is tumbled down to 10th, and he's out there to defend his position. Wilson's out there as well. New potato then. A lot of these drivers I don't think we're expecting to be so close to the drop zone here when they've done the first time runs. Gamer has oh goodness me, it's a Gamer. I think Gamer is very much on the end set. Oh, the man who is second in the world championship. This is a major problem then. A major problem for Gamer as well. Ayrton's quickest. It's quicker than his previous time there. We got Silent Shifting's off the circuit. Silent Shifting is off then, and he is out qualifying down in 20 position then. Farf is up for 300 seconds up in the second sector. Farf, that may not be enough to get him out here, and Gamer may be breathing a huge sigh of relief here not to be knocked out here of qualifying too then into turn 14 as well. On board with Farf. As I said, the British Grand Prix winner. Is he going to be out? Farf is out of qualifying. Goodness me. That just shows how incredible this season is. That Ayrton needs a great final sector here. Otherwise, he is out of qualifying as well. He's run wide there. Ayrton is out of qualifying as well. Down in 18th position there. My goodness me. That is, well, that's a shock. That's a shock to the system, isn't it? As we just seen one of the, I think it was one of the Alfa Romeos going up into second fast over New Potato on board of Ayrton then. Wow, that's 5 drivers out of this first qualifying session. Silent Shifter being parachuted back in then. I think he did very well to get into the 16th as well. Remember, so very good stuff indeed there for Silent Shifter. Hats off to him, good sir, indeed. A brilliant, very much a brilliant effort indeed then to be to come in there and do a good time and good stuff indeed there from Silent Shifted. Baz down in 19th position there, so I'm quite shocked to see Baz down there really struggling, and Ayrton too. And the Alpha Taris are having a nightmare race here tonight in the Hungarian Grand Prix thus far, both in 19th and 18th position. That's not what I was expecting to be saying. Well, Farfar, the man who won the British Grand Prix, is out at the first hurdle, and that is another driver who I'm surprised to be saying is out of qualifying now. Farfar won the British Grand Prix. Great drive from Farf. Unfortunately, he's been come back down to earth with a bang. Then he was on cloud 9 after Silverstone. Well, tonight then he is unfortunately going to be in the doghouse, isn't he? Unfortunately, out of qualifying then is Silent Shifted. We've Jake the Slayer is left the session. Hopefully he'll come back in just a jiffy. Silent Shifted out of qualifying. Baz down in 19th, Ayrton 18th, Far 17th, Tommy in 16th position. Now look at that then. Less than 400 of a second separates Tommy and Gamer. Gamer be breathing a huge sigh of relief there. Goodness me, and of course Troy is currently on the front foot, is he? But goodness me, and Gamer would have, if he was out of qualifying, that would have been much better for Troy, wouldn't it? I've been saying these times are so close that Formula Moments hashtag Nunda should be in gold then. But at the moment, Nunda is having a good start there, isn't he? Very good stuff indeed then. And as Bale is saying, Q3 ban, don't forget Sean there. I'm glad that someone reminded me, because my memory is absolutely appalling there. I've got to say, I should really go through the parish notices before I even get into this, but there you go. I just don't do it. It's absolutely appalling, really. I'm meant to report to you exactly what has been going on in the world of ALR, but I'm really not the man for the job, am I? Oh, goodness me, I'm sorry. I hope I just haven't reported someone. We've just got Nunda 9% after one lap on the tyres. Goodness me, that is, and he's going to have a lot of he's going to have to be very delicate on those own tyres. Nunda's in the race trim, isn't he? Goodness gracious me. Martin Arder saying, Jeepers, this is close then. Very close indeed. It really was indeed then, as my Discord has just gone flying off at me. Let me get rid of all that stuff. Goodness gracious me. Now, I've now completely turned the stream off. Well, that's great stuff, isn't it? Stars, you mean to go on, my good man? Jake the Sarah's back in the session as well. We've got an Alfa Romeo out on circuit at the moment then. So there's 2 cars out on circuit then. Everyone else is just they're sitting in the pillar at the moment, probably enjoying the sunshine, aren't they? And yes, Formula Moments, OMG, game with them very close indeed. FIFA, show me a closer league. Unbelievable, this is fantastic stuff, isn't it? Silver is so close, isn't it? And just to remind you, yeah, Troy's had 6 Grand Prix win this season with Gamer free, but it has been absolutely, it's absolutely magnificent, isn't it? Farfy won the last Grand Prix, is now out qualifying. Goodness gracious me then. Baz at the beginning of the season was absolutely magnificent, wasn't he? Sort of having a bit of a difficult spell at the moment, isn't he, Baz? Goodness gracious me. And of course, we've had Welshman win a Grand Prix. We've had Curly on the podium twice as well this season. It's very much, I'd say, it's a pick and mix, isn't it? It depends on what the drivers feel like. It depends on the track as well. It's a very good league indeed, isn't it? Too, but it's very difficult to gauge in terms of the form, isn't it? So very tough indeed. And Gamer saying, well, that was close then. And Gordo saying, ridiculous, isn't it? Silent saying, zero practice, super weird stuff. Well, this is practice for me. This is Troy is saying, I'm scared, and TK made it. Let's go. Gordo saying 3/10 between 2nd and 16th. Unbelievable. Very good stuff indeed, and very close indeed. But if someone could send Slayer some more invites, that would be cracking stuff indeed then. And as Gordo is waiting as long as possible to get out there on board of FIFA at the moment now. And of course, this man possibly could have and should have won the Chinese Grand Prix, of course. He got second last time out at the British Grand Prix. That's really propelled himself at the championship order as well. And I would say that FIFA is probably should be higher at the standards, in my opinion. Anyway, he's 11th. He's 11th in the standards at the moment then, and I think that he's been very unlucky, hasn't he? FIFA beefy as this season. I'm just trying to see where he is. And he's only had 2 podiums as well this season. He should have a lot more than that. And remember that China was one where it just got away from him. He is, I think, on a cooldown lap here because he ain't using the Eurozone. And New Potato's also invalidated his time as well. We talk about the Hungaroring, and we do say it's Monaco without the barriers per se, isn't it? However, there is a lot of places there where you can really invalidate your time, not only in qualifying and also getting penalties in the race itself. And it's the pesky turn 4, isn't it? Where you can gain a lot of time, but it also can make or break your race as well. FIFA's done a very good time actually on that, even though he wasn't using theirs at all. Then is there a failure on that Ferrari? Let's hope not. I was just speaking about how unlucky he's been this season, but hopefully FIFA hasn't got any problems at all there, and he's just doing a calm, sandbaggy kind of lap then, which if that's the case then, I think that for Mercedes is going to be very happy with that, aren't they? But of course he's driving the Ferrari and not the Mercedes then, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Serious Motion has done a 54.005 in the second split time, car 38 then. We got a Red Bull of Wilson who has just come around the final turn to start his lap now then, and we'll see where Wilson is, but we're going to keep an eye on what Serious Motion can do first, and he's currently 4th in the championship. He's in the pits there, he's on the soft tyres. Of course, I think that the soft tyres may not be the way to go. Gamer invalidating his time as well, and that shouldn't be too much of a problem there, because of course that he hasn't started his proper lap yet. Here's Wilson, who out as he clips out of turn 3, coming up into turn 4 as well, and look at this, hold your breath. Incredible, isn't it? Going through turn 4. Goodness me, remember this is on ultra low fuel, and also Wilson not using the ERS either. Either my graphic is at the blink, which if it is, then I won't have to get a hammer to get it working again, or these drivers then are not keen on using these soft tyres, and there's a bit of dirt being kicked up there. New Potato then doing a 15 as well then on his second time run on the medium tyres. Just keeping an eye on what Wilson could do then. So I would say then that some drivers are not keen on starting on the soft tyres, and they want to start on the medium tyres then. Remember last time we had a couple of drivers starting on the soft tyre last time, but it was such a crazy race, so I don't think any of the silver drivers would have had a chance to really gauge about what's the sensible strategies. We had safety cars, virtual safety cars. It was incredible, wasn't it? To say the very least. I will start the final turn, and this is a 16.2 there for Wilson. That is not as quick as the 1020 stretch imagination. Gamer is cruising by the looks. I don't think he's got an issue. I think he's invalidated his time. He hasn't invalidated his time. We can tell that by the track map on the right hand side then. And there's not too many drivers out on circuit at the moment, is there? They're very much being very polite, aren't they? Which is very unusual for Formula 1 drivers. They are not usually polite at all, but they're all just after you, good squire, aren't they, really, in this session thus far. Of course, the track does rubber in and gets quicker and quicker. Gamer coming into the pits now then, as the Mercedes mechanics are putting the dolly wheels under the car and being wheeled back in. We've got both McLarens there out on circuit. Bradfield is just trying to sit behind New Potato at the moment. New Potato has done his time on the medium tyres and now coming back in then. Now let's see what Bradfield can do then. Oh gosh, I've got to keep up with the old comments there. Goodness me. We've got Martin saying cheers for the mention of the race win there. Good, yes, I got to say I'm a very nice person, and I did that. But banter aside from it was a cracking race win in there, and I think I got to say it's probably one of the most it's one of those moments, isn't it, in ALR history there, where you do feel that where everything was just fitted in perfectly, didn't it? Of course, as Maldonado winning the Canadian Grand Prix on International Women's Day as well. I thought that was absolutely fantastic, wasn't it? Really good stuff indeed there. And sometimes when it just fits, it's absolutely amazing, isn't it? So well done to Maldonado. Really good stuff indeed. It was a cracking race as well, wasn't it? Absolutely one of the best races of the season thus far, maybe all time history in silver. It was a cracking race in Canada, wasn't it? Good stuff indeed. Then, of course, like the British Grand Prix just over a week ago. I love that race as well. Of course, it was Farf who got the Grand Prix in that time, wasn't it? We've had so many Grand Prix winners this season, been absolutely magnificent, hasn't it? Bradfield then is coming into the final part of the lap as well. The championship does look like it's been a bit of a two-horse race, hasn't it, with Gamer and Troy? But I think it's because of it's so tight in the midfield. Then it's Gamer and Troy have been the most consistent, whilst below them two has been kind of like whoever's happiest on the track at the time. It's magnificent, it really is indeed. Then Bradfield goes second fast, then that's a better time. But Nunda there, who is back on an ALR World Championship event for the first time in a number of months, and he is now fastest so far, a thousandth of a second, 6 thousandths of a second in front of Potato. Good stuff indeed there from Nunda. On board with Maldonado again then, as she is now coming into the final part of the lap. Then we got Slayer starting this up as well. We've also got the second red out of Troy just in front of us as well. Here comes car 96, which is Maldonado. Oh goodness me, I'll keep reporting people, I'm sorry. We've got Bailey also saying same as well. And Cryptic Alibi, Becca for Paul. You've heard it here first there from Cryptic Alibi. If he is right, I'm going to ask him for the lottery numbers as well. Out of the final turn then, and Maldonado goes full fast. It's on the medium tyres, and look at how hot it is. sits under the under Becca's car, and the heat haze is absolutely incredible around here, isn't it? Currently going third fastest in the McLaren as well. These are some very quick times indeed, and very impressive stuff. And we got a Ferrari of FIFA then, who is in the middle part of the course. But I'm looking for Nigel. There he is. Then of course the first ever ALR world champion. Back in season 1, they clinched it with 1 round to go, didn't he? Nigel did that. It was great to see him back in gold, wasn't it? As well as he was making a one-off appearance there, wasn't he? For the gold last night, and he is back in silver. 4th fastest moment Nigel is. He was the fastest in the first qualifying sector, along with Serge Mushroom, wasn't it? Or he was. But FIFA Beefy has gone 5th fast at the moment. 10th for a second away from his teammate. And the Ferrari boys, are they going to be happy with that? Possibly. Which says absolutely nothing, really, doesn't it? Slayer good across the line as well. Nice helmet there from Slayer. I love a bit of the red and yellow there. Very much reminds you of a Hulk Hogan kind of thing now. Goodness me, that's going back to me past a bit. Here comes Troy out to the final turn then. And Troy coming out to the line then. Goodness me, in the 14s there. A 14.9 for the Renault car. That is on the medium tires. Goodness me. Good day, sir. What an incredible time there from Troy on mediums, remember. And I'm stressing on medium tires because that is a pretty mighty time indeed there for Troy. Oh my gosh, then. Dylan, what was the weather for the race then? I think it was what man, honestly, pigs can fly. Goodness me. As got to say, I don't think I've seen my sister fly past the window lately. Here comes Gordo out of the final turn, and he goes at 5th fastest then. Good time indeed there for Gordo. I don't think that's going to be safe either, but we'll soon. And we'll soon find out in 5 minutes to go. Track evolution around here is quite big, isn't it? So do not take any of these positions there as the final positions in this qualifying session. As we're going on a bit of a lull now, I think, then. And it's a good opportunity then for me to just quickly have a look at through the comments then as well, isn't it? As TK should be the next one out there. Yes, Gordo saying it is confirmed dry then. As Vince is saying, Claudio a chance of tacos there from Dylan as well. I got to say, I would love to maybe Claudio with a chance of meatballs then perhaps. Oh gosh, I'm quickly getting rid of all these notifications as well. Sam saying, Bradfield sector 1 and 2 purple there. He looked very good, didn't he? Wilson there saying, honestly, I think we can have 20 different winners in this league. With this league, it's fantastic, isn't it? It is so close indeed around here then. And Carboy saying, good luck, Troy and Troy, TK and AlphaTauri. Good stuff indeed. And anyone else, I guess, as just on board with just on board then with TK as well as I don't think Sam appreciated that comment about I said earlier on then. We've also got TK coming through turn 4. We've got Crypto Galabai saying now Becca Pole, she is in the Renault. And of course, I think the Troy at the moment there does have the upper hand, but this is not for pole position. This is for just qualifying to get out of qualifying 2, of course. Then anyone who's in the 11th to 15th places, that is going to be their starting grid for the Hungarian Grand Prix, which is straight after this qualifying session, ladies and gentlemen. There, if you come for the race action, do not go anywhere, folks. Then we've just got qualifying to 10-2 first, and TK and Serious Russian, the only 2 drivers out there with 3.5 minutes to go. TK has backed off slightly. He was looking very impressive in qualifying 1 there. He put a lap in then, and he was like, I'm done, sir. It was kind of a home run straight from the get-go, wasn't it? And now he's now look at that, he's prepping the car, and he's going to go for another bite of cherry as well. So we're going to keep an eye on Serious Russian, but Serious Russian is also unhappy as well, and because he's also turned his settings down as well. Perhaps he just like to be on the stream here at the moment. So the only drivers out there are now coming down into turn 1 as well as DRS end. There's only 2 DRS ends around here, and to be honest, the first DRS zone over the start finish line is quite effective. The second one is not too effective, really, is it? There's nowhere place you can really have the DRS zone, is it? Maybe you should plant one just here. Gordo's retired from the session. He's very happy with his 5th position. Of course, I do joke about that then, because I got to say, I'm not really sure if a DRS going up into turn 4 is the best idea in the world, is it? And TK then accelerates now turn 5. Do not get on that curb out turn 5, because that will spit you off on the inside, and a job will be done. And remember, BP is out qualified, of course, so he is the one driver is gone already. We're just looking to see who is going to be joining him as well. As Gordo saying, Bradfield's purple was a glitch, because according to the Times, it said he was 2 tenths down on Irish there. And Gordo saying he's just retiring because he doesn't he just really don't want to use the medium tire. Does not want to use the soft tires, of course. So that is a very interesting point indeed. TK's back in the pits, and with 2 minutes to go. Goodness me, he's going to be timing this very close indeed there. My word, then we'll soon find out if that's good or not then. Serious Russian coming into that Mickey Mouse chicane and accelerated away, and on it goes ahead. So Gordo's made a very good point now. So he does not want to come out on the soft tires then, and the soft tires is just not a good race tire by the sounds of it, is it? Unless of course there it's right at the end of the race, at the end of the race itself. Jake the Slayer just in front of us there, but gets out of the way. Very gentlemanly indeed, then. Good stuff indeed. But yeah, so the soft tire is not going to work very well around here in race trim by the looks of it, and that's why Gordo is decided to call it a day and come into the pit. Said it's not really what we want to see, is it? Really, of course, we're not condemning Gordo, not by any stretch of the imagination. As Serious Motion goes across the line, only 11th fastest there, 400 so a second and behind Welsh Maldonado, and I think he's a bit frustrated as well that way. No, we're not condemning Gordo, not by any stretch of the imagination there, but we are condemning possibly the tires. Are they too soft around here? Is my question. Well, we'll find out then, won't we? As on board then with Jake the Slayer as he's going through turn 2 then. So yeah, is the soft tires then too soft around the perhaps, and maybe they should have gone up a step higher perhaps then. But never mind, I think it's a very good strategical challenge for the race, isn't it? And it does open up a couple of different avenues, but however, unless it's a crazy race like yesterday, I'm not sure if the soft tires are going to work too well around here in race trim, are they? We've got Crispy saying, geez, it's been a while. It's me, Marcus Rashford. Hello, Marcus Rashford. I hope you're well. I hope you enjoyed your did you score yesterday against Brighton? I can't remember, to be honest. I know Danny Welbeck scored a good Danny Welbeck scored. It's good to see, but was it Greenwood that scored or Rashford? I'm not sure, but yep. Hello, Crispy or Marcus, aka Marcus Rashford. Welcome back to the Yoda stream then. As a Slayer then out of turn 13, out of turn 14 as well then. Car 25 then. What can Slayer do? He is currently looking over his shoulder, never seen the championship. He's not going to be looking over his shoulder in the qualifying session now. He is through into qualifying 3. I hazard a guess then, and now the times are done then. Gamer has got a lot to do on this lap. Wilson is on a lap at the moment. Serious Mushroom is mowing the grass. He has had enough then. Maldonado's missed the timing beam there. Oh goodness me, she is going to be very unhappy on that front, isn't she? And there's a Gamer there just finishing this lap. Then he is, and Gamer's third fastest. That is crucial. TK I don't think got through either, unless my timing's out, which it could be. Maldonado's out qualifying. Bradfield is through into qualifying 2, and Beefy defending his position, and he is still temporarily improved slightly. Wilson is the last driver out on circuit then. TK has said, I am an idiot then, oh dear, then. So TK is going to be absolutely devastated with that, isn't he? Because I feel that he had a lot of pace here tonight then to really catapult himself there into the challenger and maybe being on pole position, but that ain't going to be the case anymore. Wilson is out of qualifying as well. Oh, goodness gracious me then. And gosh, there as well. Sam's very happy then. Is get the Renault out then, as unfortunately Maldonado is currently out of qualifying. Unfortunately, Troy is in qualifying now. 4 mile lap on mediums was junk, but it was good then. Gordo saying that it's so weird. I did a 13.7 on softs in Q2 in my practice race, and then I did a 14.2 in qualifying 3. Troy said I would have made it. TK said I would have made it through if I would have made it through on the medium tires if he didn't back out there. So that is a big shocker indeed then. Jake has missed out by milliseconds as well, Sam was saying on the oh my goodness me, and TK has gone into the back of Gamer. Luckily TK is out of the race from his perspective, because he wouldn't have been able to proceed then as a total car, and unfortunately he is he's out qualified anyway. But goodness me, that is not what you want to see, is it, in our drawn pre-racing? And I think the Codemasters there didn't do Cowie much service last night, and they've done the same, and they've also not helped TK out either. So Alpha Romeo not going to be too happy with that, are they? Very disappointing indeed. And Serious Mushroom, everyone in my way taking my eye off there. So Serious Mushroom now looks like he had a lot of traffic on this circuit now. It's a short circuit around here, isn't it? I got to say the traffic around here is quite abundant, isn't it? BP out qualifying in 15th, TK in 14th position now. He'd be kicking himself as he abandoned this lap, didn't he? Serious Mushroom had traffic. He is out of the qualifying session. I think Maldonado mistimed coming out of the pit. She is down in 12th position. Wilson missed out by minute seconds, just as Sammy said there. 100th second separates FIFA and Wilson as we go into qualifying 2 then. As I've just said a comment in the chat as well, I'll talk about in a minute, because Slayer is on the soft compound tires then. And Gordo saying, "Oh, I'm so happy with that." Like Cryptic Alibi's asked, "Why is Jake done a soft done a soft run there. Wilson saying, went off the track on my lap and lost 3/10 of a second. Otherwise, Wilson would have been through, but he's very happy with 11th position. As a gamer saying, P3 feels better than P15 now, as he's got that few emoji, hasn't he? We're into qualifying 3 now. Critical Boy saying Jacob would have been through on the medium tires. You spoon. But at least he's guaranteed to be through anyway. As Dylan also asking, why is Jake the Slayer solid on soft tires? Goodness me, give him a good old grilling in the comments tonight, ain't he? Oh gosh, I think that everyone will be giving me a grilling tomorrow. As usually I just throw the soft tires and hope for the best then, but I don't think it's a very good idea around this track, is it? As all the drivers are really pointing to that the soft tire is not the way to go at all, is it? And that could be the story of the race then going forward. 9 cars in this qualifying shootout then, as Curdy is out of qualifying, as he was a naughty boy in the British Grand Prix. Gordo then is the first driver then on the circuit as well, and let's see what we can do then. TK, nice driving AI then, yes, I've got to say, very good drive indeed, almost as good as me. The difference between me and the AI is I wouldn't have hit TK, but I would have gone to the barrier myself. We got Gordo saying 2nd to 13th within 6/10. It's incredible, isn't it? And I'm glad you guys point that out to me, because I got to say, I'm just I don't really notice stuff to be honest. I'm always in all of the driving itself then, rather than the times, but the numbers do give me headaches, of course. Full moments then would have been 11th actually, so actually would have had fresh mediums to start with. So as much not blaming anyone, just concentration gets broken. Here excuse me, let me put my teeth back in. Yes, they're not blaming anyone, just concentration gets broken when you drive near someone. Yes, indeed. Then of course, because albeit that they might be out of the way, then, but it's your gaze, doesn't it? It gets distracted slightly, and when it gets distracted even slightly, you do lose a bit of time. Then, whether that's a minute time then, a 10th of a second or a second itself, then it is still time loss, isn't it? Unfortunately, that is the nature of the beast around here, isn't it? Look at Gordo taking a lot of curb and even a bit of grass there, coming through turn 3 as well, building up into turn 4 as well, and I'm flicking it through. That is Marsky is just asked, is there a glitch? Bradfield is currently fastest. Goodness me. In P1 he said, yes, there's Bradfield I think that Bradfield's a very good qualifier, to be honest, and he is very indeed. Unfortunately, he seems to have a good qualifying or a difficult race then all the other way around then, so hopefully Bradfield can have a good weekend this week, I should say. On board then with Gordo, as he is now coming up into turn at 12 as well. He's done a 53 in this second split time, with 53.2 to be more precise, then car 12 and accelerating now the former chicane that was as a field records. It's going to be Troy on pole position. I've also had a Premier League update as well, but I didn't think they started just yet. Gordo into the final turn as well. This is turn 14, accelerating away. DRS said right on the money. Gordo is fast, is on a 14.9 there. Very good time indeed. What about his teammate, the Super Sub Nunda, comes across the line. He is fast, is on a 13.9 there. Great time indeed then. New Potato is second fastest moment. What about the Ferrari? FIFA is third fastest. Goodness me, these times are hot and fast, aren't they? Gamer then out of the final turn as well. What can Gamer do then? DRS right in a yellow flag. Then Gamer goes third fastest there. And then Nunda is going to return then, and potentially he is staring at a pole position on his return as well. Fantastic stuff there for Nunda. Very impressive stuff on his return to ALR. Magnificent stuff indeed then. Serious Russian records not just coming on pole position, whilst Marsky is very impressed with that 19.3. That's a cracking time, isn't it? And I'm sure didn't Troy do a 19.3 in qualifying too? I should just rewind the footage back, should I really? But I'm thinking out loud. Here comes Bradfield then out of the final turn, and Bradfield is put a time in of a 16.3 in the McLaren, and this is how it stands thus far. It is Nude on pole position on his return to ALR. Goodness me, fantastic return indeed, isn't it? New Potato is second, and Gamer third. FIFA Beefy is fourth. Fifth is Gordo. Bradfield is in sixth position, and then Curly out of qualifying in seventh. 8th is Slayer, 9th is Nigel, 10th is Troy. We are now let's see what is going to be occurring here then. former moment saying I did a 13.9 in qualifying too there from Jake Slayer as well. Just as Marski said, just join the stream. Just join the stream, mate. Then yes, indeed, but that's a very good time. And to be honest, though, a 13.9 is a very quick time. Indeed, doesn't matter how you say it or how you stretch it or anything like that. I wish I could do a 13.9. Then I'm going to be honest. I wish I could do a 23.9 around here. As Nigel then, of course, said, let's go on board then with Nigel. I don't think he's got a Grand Prix win yet, does he, in silver just yet? He did have a pole position, though, didn't he, in the British Grand Prix last time out then. Nigel is in a sweet run of form at the moment. I would say that hopefully that's not the commentator's curse. He's gone quick in the first sector there, and now then coming up into the second sector, and this is where you can lose or gain a lot of time as well, as he's now doing a hop, skip and a jump then over the curves then, as on board with Nigel then going on the curbs there slightly then. I thought that a bit too much wheel spin, it will put you into the barrier out of turn number 11 or 12, I think it's 11, now it's 12 as well. Car 36 and in the Ferrari, and he is now 2 corners away from home then. Nigel is into turn 13 as well, the long left-hander then accelerated away now into 14 as well, then touching just under the 80 mile an hour mark, 90 mile an hour even. DRS right on the minute, comes across the line. Nigel is second fastest by the minutest of margin. My goodness me, less than 100 for a second. Fantastic stuff indeed. Troy is back out, is out on the circuit as well. We're on board at the pole. He's gone wide, Troy has, goodness me. And Troy has his first time run, it's been invalidated. The pressure is on the championship leader at this stage of proceedings. My goodness me, here is Slayer, and he is on the soft tires at the moment then. On board now once again then. On board once again, and new. I have too many fresh sets of soft tires. Then I think that's better than. Oh, Gamer's there for session, and Slayer's off the circle as well. Gamer, can he get back in with 5.5 minutes to go in the session? Hopefully he can. Then it's a short lap around here, isn't it? And now flying in to turn 13 as well, and Slayer accelerating now. Then going on to the pit entry there. Of course, it always deceives us, doesn't it? Where they're coming to the pits or not. Slayer's on to the pits this time. Out of the final turn, Slayer is third fastest. He has got some speed in that Mercedes. Car 25 is currently third fast at the moment, and in front of his teammate as well. Very impressive time indeed. Is Troy going for a second time run? Indeed he is. Gamer's back in the session then. Oh, and Troy there has lost it at the very slippery turn 5 curve there. If you touch that white curve there, that is it. And unfortunately Troy did touch that good. I think I was very impressed by he held on to that, because every time I'm in that curve I'm usually in the wall as well. Unfortunately though, Troy is Troy carrying on, and we're on board with him now. I think he might be abandoning this time and coming to the pits with 4 minutes to go then. This is going to get very interesting indeed then, to find out then. As Will said, it's asking, how did Slayer not invalidate that? He was miles wide. So I thought he was going to invalidate as well, to be fair. But I've got to say, he was a very, very lucky driver indeed, wasn't he? Troy into the pits then, and he got slowed down to 80 kilometers an hour into this pit lane. And of course, there's more of the wider pit lanes on the Formula 1 calendar, isn't there? And you can see there is this Renault Mechanics, and Renault had an absolute incredible year, having a golden year, isn't they, you could say, in ALR at the moment. Fantastic stuff. And the joint construction then, it is looking at very oh, Slayer there, absolutely doing a bit of rallycross coming in the pits. Goodness me. New Potatoes then, he normally comes out slightly earlier than anyone else there, because of course he is confident in his ability. He doesn't need the track conditions, he just needs his conditions. And he goes over the grid, goes over the finish line to start his run then. And we're on board there with New Potato, the first ever bronze world champion, wasn't he? New Potato was that. Of course, it was 9 rounds that season there, and he was magnificent. Made his debut, didn't he, in the second round of bronze, and he was under a different name then, and very impressive start to his ALR career indeed, and he was very good then. I think silver, I can't believe I say this, but he's only got 1 Grand Prix win in silver, which is absolutely a travesty, isn't it, for a man of his talents? He probably should have more wins then, but you can say that about a lot of drivers. But yes, I do rate New Potato very highly indeed then, which makes absolutely no earthly odds then to this man, does it? But what we do know is that New Potato's on a lap at the moment and going through the very twisty part of this second lap as well. And it's just on board. Slayer saying that he messed up, could have gone 3/10 of a second quicker, or when he went a bit wide. Then, of course, there's a lot of debate about track limits and all that kind of jazz at the moment. Then, but of course, we'll leave track limits then to Crofty and all the guys on Sky Sports F1. Gurman saying hashtag Justy for Justy. We're talking about that in a minute because New Potato is fastest there, 2/10 of a second in front of Nunda, and that is currently pole position there for New Potato. He has only had one pole position this season. I think he's had 6 in his career, hasn't he, in ALR Silver, if I'm not very much mistaken. Indeed he has, and he's had 6 pole positions. This will be a 7th one, and if he can stay there. And has he got time? Well, no, he hasn't got. He's got time for one more run, but it doesn't look like he's got the fuel or the ERS energy. So he's now going to be backing off, I think. Going into the final stage as well. What can Nunda do? We've also got McLaren behind the Bradfield as well. So Bradfield is just overtaken Nunda. Nunda's off the circuit. And Nunda's off the circuit. I thought I said something unusual there. And what has happened now is Nunda damaged the car. He has damaged the car. Nunda could have been on pole position on his first drive in Silver. It has gone appallingly wrong then for Nunda. What a shame now. I wonder if he got on the power too much there and spun the car. Oh, Nunda will be kicking himself on that one, won't he? Goodness me. Oh dear, and Nunda is going to be, he's still going for it then. Of course, then you still need to be in it to win it, don't you? But Nunda is very much getting himself a very difficult job now to go faster with damage to the wing. Then it's going to be understeer city around here, isn't it? Sergeant saying that he thinks that Nigel will take a pole position. No offence there. As we've also got Gurman saying, let's go Haas. He was right. And also hashtag justice for Curly. Yellow flag then coming up into turn 4. 7/10 of a second. Bradfield up in the first section. And this looks a much better time already. Judging from the graphics as well. But I think that the first time run was very much him getting his eye in for Bradfield. Then a minute to go in the qualifying session. And we've got a minute to find out who's going to be on pole position. It's going to be Nunda on pole position for the first time in his career. He's got damage to the front wing now. Is it going to be New Potato on pole position for the 7th time in his Silver career? But I would say, but of course, he's now in the pits then. Who is going to be able to take that away from him? Is it going to be Nigel? Is it going to be Slayer? What about Gamer also in the X as well? We've also got Bradfield out, and we've got FIFA and Gordo as well. Troy is also emerged out of the pit lane. Bradfield then is coming out of the final turn as well. He's run out first, and he's flies the feather then out of the final turn. And Bradfield, there's the time. Bradfield is second fastest, my goodness me. And what about FIFA? He is starting his lap as well. This is a cracking end to qualifying. It's a Gamer is a 10th for second up in the first split on 5100 second up. Then is a Slayer then of course he could have gone quicker. He made a mistake on his first time run. He's third fastest again. Slayer is good time indeed. We have got Nundo who's abandoned his time. He's come into the pitch. He'll be kicking himself for that. As that potentially could have been a pole position on his return. 2/10 of second up. Gamers at the moment. That is not enough to get in front of Nigel yet, but let's see what the final sector is going to be then. And now then you see is into the turn 13 as well, now into 14 and on board then. This is it, and let's see what he could do then out of the final turn. Gamers and DRS, is it enough? It is pole position there by 200 of a second. What about Nigel? Nigel second fastest. Gamer has come out of nowhere. My word there. That's fantastic for Gamer. By 5,000 of a second. He is in front of Nigel. What about Gordo? He goes 7th fastest. Troy out of the final turn as well. Troy is this is one and only lap. That isn't going to be good enough. Troy is only 8th fastest in the end then. And here comes FIFA Beefy. Half a second up in the second sector. And let's see, is that going to put him up a couple of roses up to 7th fast in the end? Oh goodness me then. Bradfield coming in the pits, and Slayer is also coming into the pits as well, and that's everyone done then. Gamer is on pole position then for the Hungarian Grand Prix, and that is Gamer's first pole position since the Grand Prix in Vietnam back in round 3. Magnificent stuff there for Gamer. Oh, absolutely great stuff. And where did that come out of the bag? That was brilliant. Absolutely mesmerizing stuff then for Gamer. And he has got 8 positions between himself and Troy on the grid there. All of the comments in the comment section wasn't talking about Gamer pole position, were they? But goodness me, that's his 5th pole position of his career, 4th of the season, first pole position since Vietnam. Impressive stuff there from Gamer by 5,000 of a second there. Absolutely magnificent stuff indeed then. No, absolutely. Incredible stuff indeed. That. Oh my word! There, I've missed a couple of the old comments here as well. Let me quickly go through. Now, before I do, let's take a look at that in the graphic content, shall we? Gamer pole position. As I said, the first time since Vietnam back in round 3. What a lot there from Gamer. Second position is Nigel, 5,000 a second away from being on pole position for the second race in 2 races there for Nigel. Third position is New Potato, 2,400 a second away. Absolutely magnificent. Fifth position, full position is Bradfield, right up there. Fifth is Slayer, he's on the soft tires, watch him fly. Noonday in 6th position, he might be kicking himself for that. 7th is FIFA. Gordo is 8th. Troy, the championship leader, down in 9th. And Curly in 10th position. That is your top 10 for the Hungarian Grand Prix. And Nunes saying, honestly, I'm reserved. I can't be that. Just have to focus and do well in the race because that's where the points are given. Very good stuff indeed then. So we're now getting ready for the start of the race as well. Gamer saying, yes, finally back on pole position there. Good stuff indeed there for Gamer Formula 1. It's messed up my final run at the same corner again then. Oh, goodness me then. Now then we're getting on to the start of the Grand Prix as well. We've got Bradfield saying very happy about Jake the Slayer being behind him then. Gurman saying, as we just taking a look down, what a close quality there from Sarah as well. That was magnificently good stuff indeed there. Gamer saying that was close, very good stuff then. Really amazing. Oh, good gosh, indeed then. Right then, let's get ready, shall we, to get going and for the start of the Hungarian Grand Prix as well. 20 cars, 35 laps around this race then. And we've got a lot of front wings there out at the front of the garage, and then hopefully we won't need them, as I'm already perspirating, and that's not good, is it? Right then, and here we go. Great stuff indeed. Then good luck. A lot of good luck messages in the comments as well. Hats off, Fed. Let's go for the grid show from pole position there. And look, wherever you look on this grid, then we are absolutely stacked in it. This is what I love about Silver. It's magnificent, isn't it? I'm not going to predict anything because I usually get it wrong anyway. But I couldn't predict anyway because it is so much up in the air. There is 2 drivers on the soft tires. It is Slayer and Young Tommy. Everyone else is on the medium or the hard tires. The hard tire starters is Wilson in 11th position and Serious Mushroom in 13th and BP in 15th. Farf is 17th with Ayrton and Baz and all on those hard tires. Let's go for the grid then. It is Gamer first pole position in a very long time. Fantastic stuff there for Gamer. That's his 5th pole position of his career in silver. Nigel is alongside him on row 1. The Nigel is in a rich run of form at the moment now. New Potato in 3rd position now. Bradfield is 4th and Slayer is on the soft tire in 5th position then. Let's see what I can do then. Noondawn is returned to ALR and he is not too disappointed about issues on his outlap there, but he's still 6th anyway. He's going to be a factor. FIFA in 7th position there. Gordo in 8th position there. Troy in 9th and 10th position is Curly. Just outside the top 10 and this is where the drivers can pick whatever tires they want. 11th position is is Wilson. 12th is Maldonado. Serious Mushroom in 13th. TK is in 14th position there. TK made a mistake in qualifying, unfortunately. BP in 15th. Young Tommy in 16th. He picked medium tires, but for some reason he's back on the soft tires there. Oh, goodness me. Tommy there is going to be very unhappy with that because he wouldn't have picked soft tires. And I thought it was a strange decision there. And then now we've got Farf on the hard tires in 18th position there. Ayrton on the hard tires in 18th. And Baz is 19th. 20th is Silent Shifter making a return to ALR then. And of course he had to jump into the car in very short notice then. So Silent Shifter there, this is very much going to be a bit of a test session for him to see how to see where he fares up in the ALR world then. But goodness me, it's such a competitive grid, isn't it, for Silent Shifter then. Morski is hoping that it'll be just a formation glitch then. Morski is saying, come on, Jake and Bradfield then. So we're on board then with Silent Shift now as we're coming through the... Oh, it's BP there just steaming through him. Right then. 20 cars, 35 laps, and we had an absolute doozy of a race last night, didn't we? We had safety cars galore. Let's see then what we're going to get tonight. We're on lap 2 already somehow. Oh, goodness me, as we are now doing a bit of junking and driving there. Yellow flag said it's just being waved. Now it's green flag said, and we are waiting for those lights. There they are, and we have 5 sets of lights said, come on, and we're going to be racing Hungary, and it is go, go, go. Gamer gets away nicely well, but I think FIFA is not in front there. Look Gamer. Oh my goodness me, BP is out of the Grand Prix. We've got a safety car before we even got to turn 1. BP and Tommy have had a severe collision there. Oh, we haven't even got to turn 1, and there's a safety car already. Oh my goodness me, and there's debris all over the course. And look, there's debris on the AlphaTauri. And I'm not sure, is that Ayrton? That's Ayrton's wing, isn't it, or is that someone else's? Oh my word there. And well, BP is going to be furious at that then. Absolutely furious there. He didn't even get past the finish line. And him and Tommy have, I'm not sure what happened there, but they just came to blows there. So Sam is saying that was a quick DNF there. And unfortunately, it was indeed then. It's just on board Tommy. He's still on the soft tires, so it's not a glitch either. As Ayrton's got damage there. As Baz hasn't got damage, but Ayrton has got damage. We've got it's our racing point with no wing at all then. I think, no, Favre does have a wing in there. So I thought there was someone without a wing at all, but no, we're okay then. But BP is not, he's out of the Grand Prix. What a shame then. And the safety car just dive bombed into 5 cars in turn 1. I thought I said that, but I wasn't. I told you that safety car is nothing but bad news. Burn my line, got a qualifying ban in the British Grand Prix for dive bombing at me. So that is absolutely disgraceful behaviour from Burt Mylander. We might need to get a new safety car driver, won't we? Anyway, but that is unfortunate for BP, isn't it? What a shame. Down in 15th position now in the carbon fibre zone, and then he didn't even make it past the start-finish line. So he is going to be absolutely furious with that, isn't he? Absolutely furious indeed then. So then as the graphic tries to sort itself out, young Tommy there is going to be happy with this though, because he's now coming into the pits there. He does have a 5-second penalty, I believe. Farf is in the pits well, and so he does have damage then. Farf is, he is on the hard tyres at the moment. Let's take a look to see what tyres that he's going to go on there. So Tommy's going to be very happy with this, and so is Farf has got a 5-second penalty as well, and so is the young Tommy, as Ayrton has just changed his front wing then. So Farf going on to the medium tyres there. So Farf did have a penalty, didn't have damage, and young Tommy there is now on the hard tyres as well. Ayrton also going on to the medium tyres then, as just back at the front then. So safety car is out then. And as we just said, it's a blatant reach saying that Gordo took position under the safety car. Oh, goodness me then, so that's not good at all, is it there? So Gordon might have the book thrown at him here then, as that is very much not allowed, is it, by any stretch of the imagination. So we've got Burt Mylander out on circuit. Let's take a look to see what's been occurring then. We got no penalty down. Oh gosh, I've got a really sensitive tooth all of a sudden. Ugh, hang on. There we go. So we just got Gamer on board the race here at the moment. So Slayer has got up 1 position there with the soft tires. And FIFA going up 1 position as well. Curly says remained in 10th position then, but there might be some shadiness going on there as Gordo is overtook on a safety car. He's dropped down a position. Troy has moved up into 8th position there. 5 positions for Silent Shift then. He's going to be up with that, but we think the Burn Mylander has caused all kinds of shenanigans in turn 1 there, as he looks just absolutely absolutely lunged out down to turn 1. Agora saying he did take he took his place legally, thanks, but of course that would be all investigated after the race set. But as it stands in Gordo, according to the graphic there, Gordo is still in 9th position now, and we're just watching Maldonado then, as it was getting a bit too close there between Maldonado and Wilson. So then we're now on lap 3 then. Hopefully the safety car will be back in then, and we'll be back racing then. Well, we haven't even raced yet, have we? Because the battle down to turn 1 there really wasn't a battle, was it? And the safety car really caused absolute anarchy as well. I'll be interested to hear from the drivers what occurred there with the safety car going into turn 1. I'll also be interested to see how BP is unfortunately out of the Grand Prix already. That's not good at all for the racing point. They've been absolutely great, haven't they, since far from BP are coming to that team now and steadied the ship. But unfortunately then, this is not a good start to the event, is it? BP out of the Grand Prix, far down in 70th position as well, and it's already pitted then. So we've had a safety car in all 2 Grand Prix thus far in this race, hasn't it? These 2 races so far. We had a lot in gold yesterday, and we've got one already in silver then. So we had a star line incident, and it's young Tommy had a 5-second penalty for him and BP having a couple of gremlins there, and I'm sure that Farf also had a 5-second penalty as well. So some problems going on at the start there. We're not sure what happened, and if anyone could enlighten me, that'd be fantastic. 7th indeed that Slayer stayed out on the soft tires, and he's already made it one position. He would like to make him another position now and see if he can get the jump on New Patel as well. New Patel is currently further at the moment, but Gamer, this is exactly the result Gamer needs. Gamer has not won a Grand Prix in silver since the Dutch Grand Prix back in round 5, has he? And he's only been on the podium once since then, which is at the in the race in Baku. So Gamer there would love to get back on the podium, won't he? Car 59 then. We're on that freedom safety car. I think it's gone. Yes, he has gone indeed. Then Bernd Mylander, we don't see him again then after that dive bomb into turn 1. Absolute disgusting behaviour from this Bernd Mylander. Right then. So when is Gamer going to go then? He is now then just trying to weave from left to right and to get some heat into those tires. And when's he going to drop the throttle? When's he going to put the hammer down? When are we going to get back racing there? Look at this, and they're climbing all over the back of him there like wild animals then. And Gamer has not gone yet then. As I remember that I think Emerson, they've bolted there out of the follow turn, and we're back racing. Look, there's cars all over the show as Gamer's weaving from left to right to break up that slipstream then. And now we're coming down to turn 1 then. Look at this, and it's, oh goodness me, then Slayer's trying to go on the outside. Then we've got a couple of cars there abreast of each other into turn 2, 1 as well. And Nunda is battling with Bradfield. Then FIFA is in 5th position. They were just on board going into turn 2 as well. There's a Renault there just going up the inside of a Curly. And look at this, and it's goodness me, these two have come to blows a couple of times already this season. Oh my goodness me, as a Maldonado just chopping me up there. And she is into turn number 4, but she's gone wide there. And Curly back on the outside as well. And look at this. Oh, there's contact, and Maldonado is off the circuit. Oh goodness me, and she's damaged the car as well. Back at the front then, Gamer is currently leading the Grand Prix. Second is Nigel all over the back of Gamer, and that is unfortunate for Maldonado dropping down to the back of the field there. It's very precarious in turn 5, isn't it? As just watching Nigel then all over the back of Gamer as well. Gurman Curly's to win this end from Gurman then. Yes, Curly at the moment is 10th for the moment, and he is on the medium tires then. He does have a lot of pace, doesn't he? Curly does. As we're now coming up to complete lap 4 then. So this is our first racing lap of the Grand Prix. As it's been a very stop-start Grand Prix, hasn't it? We've had a safety car, and now we're finally getting going as well. Look at the top 3 then, as they're already pushing. Oh my goodness me, Nigel had a very that was very unusual from the Ferrari there. As he's had he's having a couple of gremlins out there, isn't he? As that is oh goodness gracious me then. He had a very serious wobble there going down to turn 1 there. Goodness gracious me. And then we got New Patel, and it's just dropped off the back slightly. Slayer in 4th position. We got Bradfield, FIFA in 5th with Bradfield in 6th position at the moment. Nunda is near enough all over the back of Bradfield, going slightly wide there. That is where you're going to get a lot of penalties there coming out of turn 4 there. You'll have a lot of understeer as well with the trains and all that. Oh goodness me, as FIFA has just got past Slayer, and he's down with the 4th position, and Bradfield there is just nerfed Jake the Slayer out the way, as Slayer is struggling, and those soft tires have fallen off a cliff after only 4 laps on them, and a couple of those laps was under the safety car as well, as Slayer is in major trouble, isn't he? So look at this, as Nunda's having a look, he's going for it, he's up the inside, locking up the inside front there of the sole of the medium tires there. Slayer is struggling, isn't he? Look at this, and they're fighting, Troy's in there as well, and they're showing the nose cone, and Slayer is staying out, but we got Farf who's in some issues there. Farf has had some problems there, and dropping down. Oh my goodness me, what is occurring here? I don't know what's occurring here, but this is absolute anarchy in this Grand Prix on board of Everton then, as he is racing with young Tommy. We've got Silent shifting there right in the mix as well as we go down into turn 1. Look at these cars, they're all over the show. Young Tommy, and there's what's going on here as Ayrton dropping down the order, and Ayrton up in his 16th position there as Tommy down to 17th, and Farf is 18th at the moment then, as Silent is Sarah's Mushing is leading these queue of cars as Farf down in 18th position. Probably the worst place to be in the Hungarian Grand Prix, apart from 19th, and Farf is trying to go on the inside, but no dice at the moment. Remember, Farf is the Grand Prix winner from back in Silverstone a week ago. How things change in Silver is incredible, isn't it? Jada Slayer still in front of Nunda, and I don't know how he's still in front of Nunda as well, because I thought it was going to be a done and dusted maneuver. Lovely overhead shot here in Hungary. Look at this, and you can tell it's very much a oversized go-kart track, isn't it? Left, right, and incredible stuff indeed then. So now just running slightly wide there, Farf. That's going to be a 3-second penalty. It is indeed then for Farf, as That is just the understeer, and Farf is the first driver then to get a penalty then. Well, the penalty at this stage of proceedings anyway. We did have 5-second penalties, but they have all been abolished as they all took them under the safety car. As Nunda is under major, it's a pass Slayer. There he is, he's up into 6th position now. Slayer dropping down to 7th on the soft tires. The soft tires are falling off the cliff as well. As now we've got Ayrton who's got past his teammate Baz, or is it the other way around, I should say, them, because the two Alpha Taris are really banging away. They're down in last in the construction at the moment, aren't they? And they're also down in 16th and 17th. Baz having a look on the inside of Ayrton, but no Dykes, and Farf is now in front of young Tommy as well. This is very much a raging battle, isn't it? Incredible stuff, man. They go for the kick of turn number 3, 4. That is something like that. Baz gone wide, and he's got a 3-second penalty as well. Then this is the problem with being in a train, isn't it? Is that the understeer is just the wash over the front wing, isn't it? You struggle to turn, don't you? The aerodynamics on these cars is absolutely crucial, pinnacle indeed. So very much you don't want to be stuck behind the cars more than you have to be as well. And remember, this is just more pain on the soft tires as well. Baz is struggling here. Is there a problem for Baz? And he does. I do. Is a Troy? Is a Troy and Gordo are fighting still. Troy then of course is in the championship, and Curly having a look on the inside as well as a Gordo has not got past Slayer then, and that's probably why he's now on the back foot. And Troy would of course this is a good opportunity there for Gamer to really home back in on a game on Troy at the moment, isn't it? Because Troy has had it all his own way in the last couple of events, hasn't he? Into the pits comes Baz, and so Baz having a bit of a nightmare. And Wilson has got past TK, and now up into 11th position now. TK dropped down to 12 on those medium tires, and so that's not what a TK would have wanted, I don't suspect. Then Simon Shiffen has also dropped behind Ayrton as well. Then we've got a lot of overtaking in this race. I'm absolutely loving it at the moment. Fantastic. We're on that plate already in this Grand Prix. Fantastic race so far, isn't it? Oh goodness me, Gordo, their hats thrown away at the steering wheel. 8th position on Gordo is and he's been one of my drivers of the season. Gordo has absolutely magnificent stuff. He's very much a steady hand in that Haas there, and he is just going from strength to strength, isn't he? And he's been very much a very good team leader for the Haas team, hasn't he, since being drafted into that car. So good stuff indeed there for Gordo, and yes, one of my drivers of the season. And Gordo's been, he's very, very impressive to say the least. And he's now giving Jake the Slayer some cause for concern there on the soft tires. Jake the Slayer, oh goodness me, that back end there, stepping out slightly then, as Troy is now having to defend from Curly then. Look at this, and Curly's going to go on the outside. Is Curly going to hang on the outside? He was trying then, but Troy had the line then, and he is still behind the championship leader, Troy is. And remember, Troy's got a lot more to lose, rather than Curly at this stage of proceedings in the World Championship, of course. But will Troy jump out of the way when Curly comes through? Oh, Wilson's on the inside there, out of nowhere. He has just stamped on the brakes, and he has gone through. Gordo is past Slayer as well, as they have the run down into turn 2. And now as TK is also past Curly, dropping down 2 positions then this Grand Prix. And yes, now Gordo is through past Slayer. He is over the 7th for this as we have the conga line is starting to stretch out then down the field then. So can Troy do the same? So Nigel's got a 5-second penalty, I should say. Marsky, what a move from Wilson there. It was very much from a different postcode, wasn't it? Great 7 deep then. Unfortunately, Curly has dropped down 2 positions though, because he also lost out to TK as well there, as Gurman saying, I shall not jinx again then. Unfortunately, Gurman did prophesy about Curly having a chance of winning the Grand Prix. And look at this, and his Slayer there is on the back foot. Troy's on the inside there, but no dice at the moment. Got to be careful, you might lose your front wing if you poke your nose in there. The Slayer there is hanging on. Silent Shifton's got a 3-second penalty as well to his name in 16th position as we come through the final turn then. Look at those brake discs glowing as well as we out of the final turn then. And look at this, and the Mercedes. Look at these cars, and they're very much Lionel Stern, aren't they? Troy then can he get past now then, as those soft tires are very much falling off the cliff then as we come down into turn 1, and Wilson's going for it again there. Oh my word there, and now it's very much a Daly in a dollar short. Curly struggling and he's dropping down the order, and now we're on board with oh my word there, and Curly there is kept his position there. He's got the high ground into turn 2, and Curly's still just about staying in 12th position as well. We got a flash of Ayrton there, he is in 40th position, there he is, and Farf is also coming back at him as well, as back on board with TK, who probably should be higher up the grid really, shouldn't he, as he had a problem in qualifying too, unfortunately, and very much Very disappointing indeed, wasn't it, from TK there to make that mistake. The gap at the front is 3/10 of a second as well, but I'm trying to keep an eye on the two battles at the moment. It's absolutely magnificent stuff indeed. And this is an incredible battle, isn't it? From 8th all the way down to 15th now, I'd say. It is a great battle indeed. That Gamer is under. Oh, there's a bit of contact there. Baz has got a 3-second penalty. The gap at the front is 3/10 of a second, 2/10 of a second, and Troy is through. He's on the inside. Slayer is on the outside. Is Slayer coming in the pits? He is coming in the pits, Ed. And yes, Ed. So I think that all these drivers there are going to be very happy with that then. And I think that's very good indeed then. Is that, look at the battle in the front. That is 3 cars there. It's Gamer. It's Nigel. It's New Potato then. The first ever ALR world champion against the first ever bronze world champion in Potato. And Gamer, a potential silver champion. What's happened? Potato's had some issues there. He's dropped 2 seconds back there. Is there a problem for the Irish Potato? Well, he's dropped right into the back of FIFA here. It's all going slightly awry, isn't it, there from a Potato? But hopefully, Nunda is got past Bradfield. Bradfield is off the circuit there. Oh goodness me! And go down to take evasive action there, but Bradfield is gone off in the perilous turn 6 there. Oh dear, oh dear! And the McLaren driver has got damage there, and there's no way he can drive around that. He has to come into the pits, doesn't he? And he is going to be absolutely absolutely disgraced by that, isn't he? That's the wrong word I'm using. He's going to be absolutely apoplectic. He's going to be annoyed there. He's going to be fuming, isn't he, with himself there? As I think there's get on that spit again on the very slippery curb of turn number 5. It's really not a place to be, is it? Oof. So I'm just taking a breather here at the moment because it's been absolutely incredible start to the Grand Prix. I know having a look going down into turn 1, but Gamer there is just about staying in front at the moment, and this is a great battle, isn't it? Unfortunately, I haven't seen much of it so far because our attention has been very much deviated from the battles down the further part of the grid. But with Slayer in the pits, he's gone the hard tires now until the end of the race. Then, so let's see what Slayer can do from there. As he'll be having fresh air as well. So Slayer potentially in this Grand Prix could really cause some major headaches for a couple of drivers. That track position is king around here as well. So that undercut is going to be quite powerful indeed. The penalties starting to flick in now, isn't they? We've got 5 drivers with penalties. I think Farf has got 2 3-second penalties as well for his effort there. Unfortunately for Farf, around the mid pack at the moment. Farf is looking Nigel there's really pushing on, isn't he? In the background. I don't know what happened to New Patel then, but it looks like he lost drive out of turn 2, didn't he? Where he got wrong-footed from the battle 2 Mercedes and Ferrari up front, I do not know. But he is now seems to be back up to the pace and he is 2/10. Well, he's gained 2/10 of a second on these 2 drivers on this lap alone then. But Nigel dropping back slightly, and Gamer just needs to keep within 3 seconds of Nigel, or he doesn't get a penalty, and he will still win the race, of course. Then. So keep an eye on that one. Bradfield coming in the pits, and what a shame for Bradfield. Having a magnificent race up to that point, but he is going to be cursing himself there, isn't he? Now we've got a bit of a train now, haven't we, behind Troy, with us there just going off into the pits then, and he's kind of left these guys there just to follow each other at the moment then, and unfortunately they cannot seem to get away from each other, so this is going to get very, very interesting indeed. Hang on a minute. Oh, Gamer's got a 3-second penalty, and yes, and so now it is back to fighting. Even a New Potato hasn't got no penalties at all at the moment, and nor has FIFA BP. That is going to be crucial in this race later on down the line then, so keep an eye on this one, folks, and this could be crucial in the final stage of this Grand Prix. This is going to be an absorbing Grand Prix. Absorbing Grand Prix it is, isn't it? And now Wilson there is going to have to start to think about defending. He's been great in attack so far, but let's see what his defensive capabilities are then for Wilson. He's had a banzai maneuver, didn't he, on Curly? A great maneuver down into turn 1 there, kind of threw it all against the wall, see what was sticking. Luckily his car stuck, and he is and then that was a great maneuver, wasn't it? Unfortunately Curly was wrong-footed by that maneuver, and because of that he dropped down a position or 2 as well, because he lost that to TK. Anyone coming to the pits on this lap? I don't think so. I remember last night it was Emerson that came into the pits there early on there, lap before, and Gordo has done the Emerson strategy. He's coming to the pits there, and let's see then what he can do then, and this undercut could be quite crucial indeed then as we go down to turn 1 then. So Gordo, let's see if he comes out in traffic. And Curly is right underneath the rear wing now of TK as well. And of course, Curly and TK, I feel, should be higher up the grid then. But unfortunately, for different circumstances and reasons, they're both in the midfield at the moment. And this race as well, it's very difficult to overtake, isn't it? So you will not. So really, it's very much about keeping your concentration and keeping the penalties down, which is definitely very much your reward, isn't it? So that's what TK and Curly are doing at the moment, but they are very much becoming in close combat, aren't they? Gordo's coming out of the pits there on the hard tires. He is 4 seconds behind Silent Shift at the moment in 40 for this. Remember, this is Silent Shifting's first race in a very long time, and I think he's doing a great job. He's had no practice at all around here, whilst I know a lot of the drivers have been practicing, putting in the laps, haven't they? And putting in the laps, haven't they? So, of course, I think Silent Shifting's doing an absolutely amazing job there. Young Tommy is now all over the back of Ayrton as well in the battle for 12th and 13th position there. And once again, just I try and compliment anyone, Silent Shifting gets a 3-second penalty. So, there we go. Not very good at all, is it, from my end then? But which is such a shame, but I think Silent Shifting is doing a magnificent job there. On board Farfen, as I keep saying, the last week's race winner, down in 11th position. That's how great Silver is at the moment, isn't it? It's very much who's done their homework, isn't it, kind of thing. That is how you're going to win and lose these Grand Prix at the moment now. Troy is in 6th position there. Nunda is in 5th. A great return for Nunda so far, having a great job, isn't he? New Potatoes issues there is dropped him to about 2 seconds back, and he can't seem to claw the time back at the moment. So at the moment the gap is still staying at about 2 seconds, something like that, isn't it? TK there is very close to the back of Wilson as well. We have got Vintage saying that Vintage saying on the hards too. Then I think in regards to I think it was Bradfield, wasn't it? Also, I'm sorry, I read that comment way too late then. We've also got Bogey saying Troy is wearing pretty much my grandfather's helmet, tribute helmet there. Good stuff indeed there from Troy as well. We were on board Troy as well, and yes, indeed that. As of course that's Bulky Volcano's tribute helmet there for his grandfather. Into the pits there comes Gamer then, as you can see then, they're just changing those tires on the Mercedes. Is that Haas going to be in trouble? It is in trouble for Nigel. Look at how much time Nigel's lost then, as Nunda is unfortunately caused Nigel to lose a bit of time then. Is that going to be crucial? Let's see where Nigel comes out then, as I don't think that's going to be too bad in the grand scheme of things, because luckily they've come out in a nice clear bit of traffic then, haven't they? As now we've got Gordo, who is came in the pits a lap earlier, and he is now up into 12th position. And let's see what he can do from here on in then. Ayrton and young Tommy there, and Ayrton having to back out there. He's seen that there was going to be an incident. Young Tommy danced on the outside. I think Ayrton's also on the medium tires then, which are probably almost past their best as well. Great manoeuvre there from young Tommy, and a great aerial shot indeed there. And now we've got some serious rushing with the 5th position with Farf up into 6th position then. Wilson 7th. We are expecting the hard runs to go slightly longer in this Grand Prix. New Potato and FIFA staying out at the moment. Liam saying, come on, Naked Spud then. At the moment, he is leading the Grand Prix. He does have a penalty. New Patel does, and so FIFA could be in prime position there. He should have won the Chinese Grand Prix. Should have and could have. Unfortunately, had some issue there. And Curly's onto the soft tires there. So what's happened to is that the strategy call from Curly? It could be there, but he's going to be quite quick at this stage of proceedings, isn't he? And he is very quick, as he is very much right underneath the gearbox of TK then. Into the pits. There comes the two race leaders of Potato and FIFA Beef as well. Troy carries on then, and what is Troy going to do then, as he is hanging it out to dry here? Curly is basically pushing TK out of turn 13, as let's see what he can do there. And Gordo set the fast out race, and he's very much at home now on those hard tires, and now look at the difference here, as he is now through and past TK up in the 14th position there. And good stuff indeed there from Curly, going for a different strategy at the moment. FIFA Beefy just about giving his position from Nunda. That was a very close run thing, and that could be crucial in this Grand Prix. Silent Shifting is just coming to the pits, throwing on some tires. Well, Nigel's gone through. Ayrton is almost stopped there out of turn 5. Is there issues for Ayrton? He's dropped down into 8th finish there, but Nigel up in the 7th. New Potatoes right under the gearbox now of Ayrton as well. As now the drivers who are on the fresh tires are swarming all over the back of the AlphaTauri car. car. So there he is, and Troy is still out at the moment, and this is going to get very interesting indeed, isn't it? As we're on board now with New Potato. Then, of course, New Potato needs to get by quickly because FIFA is now bearing down on him as well. This is a crucial part of the race. Remember, traffic was crucial last night, wasn't it? As we was following a Pease in Emerson. It was a cracking race, wasn't it, last night? Tonight, though, it is we got a 4-car battle, haven't we? Great stuff indeed. Into the pits there comes Serious Russians into the pits there, and now we got New Potato then, who's a pass there to move up into 7th position there, and we got the Ferrari back as well then, and there is a FIFA then, and FIFA, oh my goodness me, that door was closing there. He has lost a lot of time, and now Nunda is all over the back of FIFA as well. That gap was open there. FIFA was trying to go for it, but Ayrton slammed the door shut on the nose cone on the Ferrari, and now Curly is up into 12th position. He's going through the pace going for the field like a hot knife through bar. Young Tommy has a 3-second penalty to add to his race time then. Nunda is still over the back as well. Ayrton is really strong at the moment, back on board with Nunda making his return to ALR. Oh, FIFA's trying to force him on the inside there. Oh, now Nunda's pushed FIFA. Oh, FIFA's off the circuit there. Is he damaged the car? He has damaged the car there. Oh, goodness me. FIFA was seeing the car in front disappear. Oh, should he have waited there? Could he have waited perhaps? Potentially, but it's very difficult, isn't it, to do? Of course, races could be won or lost there, can't they? If you wait for too long now, but what a shame. And Nunes also got a 3-second penalty as well for his troubles, and he got damage on that Haas car. We're just having a look now then, and he hasn't got damage, has he? Into the pit seconds, Troy as well. Wilson leads the Grand Prix. Farf is hanging it out there on the medium tyres at the moment. This race is absolutely incredible stuff indeed. Let me come to the comments and if I can find, oh my goodness me, young Tommy in 3rd position. There's Gamer in 4th, and now we got Nigel in 5th position as well. This is a great race, isn't it? Just like gold last night then. And I've pushed my desk too far back now, so I can't lean on it. So it looks like I'm going to have to be sitting up straight then, like a good boy. We got Tommy then, Gamer, and now we got Nigel as well. This is the battle for the race wing. Tommy has gone very long in this race at the moment. Going back to the comments then, Sam's asked, am I excited about tomorrow? No, I'm absolutely dreading it because I cannot keep my concentration for any stretchy, long period of time, and this race is going to be absolutely brutal for me, I think. But I don't think the other bronzers will be very good then. We have also got Cryptic Boy saying Tommy might not need to pit again. That's a very good point there. Tommy, of course, on the hard tires. How long are those hard tires going to go? It's quite a brutal track surface around here, isn't it? But of course, the soft tires, I would have said, are not the race, not perfect for the race trim. But Curly's definitely proved me wrong here at the moment. I don't know how many laps hards can do, but stretch it to 26 on the mediums earlier then. So that's very good information. Young Tommy's in the pits, and so it's just a renown for Cryptic Boy. Tommy there is gone against the Cryptic Boy, and he's coming to the pits then. Wilson leading the Grand Prix then. How long is he going to go on the hard tyres then? I'm wondering if he is going to try and stretch it so he goes onto the soft tyres towards the end then. He's got a couple more laps to do, I feel, before he even thinks about going onto the soft tyre. But Wilson there leading the Grand Prix on a great performance indeed then, as we got arrows pointed here, there and everywhere. And who's this then? Up the inside, TK, and look at Slayer. But at the moment, the back straight is not long enough moment. Troy is in 8th position at the moment then, so Troy's gone long on this stint, and then he is currently at this moment of time. I expect Curly to come in the pits then, and Wilson will also be in the pits as well, so Troy would have managed to move back up in the 6th position there. Good stuff indeed then. And as Marski said, yeah, he pitted to prove us wrong. Laugh out loud then. Very good stuff indeed. Side by side there, wouldn't have worked even if he didn't dive bomb it. And I think that was in regards to Ayrton and FIFA Beefy. What a shame for FIFA Beefy. Ayrton's got a 3-second penalty. Unfortunately, FIFA Beefy, I think once again would have potentially been on for a potential Grand Prix win as well, as Nigel, Gamer, and Potato all have penalties, don't they? And FIFA didn't have a penalty at that point of the Grand Prix. What a shame now for FIFA Beefy. Just having a look then down from the helicam shot then with the Mercedes and the Alfa Romeo battling away at the moment, which is Slayer and TK as well. Troy is now disappearing out the road, and so to leave these 3 cars now, because Serious Mushroom on the medium tires, and he is going to be quite quick as well. We've also got Farfus on the medium tires. There he is in the background. Farfus done a great stint actually, both those drivers have, and they're on the cusp of potential points. Good stuff indeed then. And going down into turn 1. My goodness me. And I thought that was going to be a spin of some kind then, but nope. Good stuff indeed there for Slayer and TK then, and Slayer definitely to just keep a gap out there. It's Bradfield and Tommy are fighting. Now we got a good battle here as well. I don't know who to look at. It's Tommy who's through and up to 13th position there on the outside of Bradfield, down to 40. Unfortunately for Bradfield there, he damaged the car at this turn here quite a long time ago now, unfortunately for Bradfield, and that's really that's cost him some major positions. Oh my goodness me, and look, TK has gone wide there, and Serious Mushroom there, the ultimate opportunist there, up into 10th there from Mushroom there. Good overtake maneuver. Great 17 there for Serious Mushroom. He's now in the top 10 there. The Williams driver has done a great, I gotta say, mushing up a good result here tonight. Curly has done 5 laps on those soft tires, and he's doing an absolutely great job as well. But I'm sure he's gonna have to come back in the pits, and Martin Honnor's got a 3-second penalty down in at 16th position there, as unfortunately, her and Curly came to blows again, and goodness me, there's going to be a bit of needle there between those two drivers at the end of the season. Very much like Massa and Hamilton back in 2011. Good gosh, there. And now we've got Slayer and Mushroom there. He's gone on the outside. Slayer there, seen that coming now, and just kept on his racing line there. And look at this out there, he's got to have a drag race down to turn 2, and Mushroom's got it there on the fresher medium tires then. And now then, so Mushroom is dispatching those two drivers quite quickly. I'm probably impressed with that from Serious Mushroom. Good stuff indeed there. Now Farf has got to do the same. He is in 12th position. Now Farf is on the cusp of some points there for the Racing Point team as well. So let's see what Farf can do. Wilson's losing a second lap there to Gamer. It is down to 1.5 seconds. Now Farf is going to go on the inside. You already had an incident there already. Farf backs out though. And TK there is not giving up this position. Oh, there's contact there. Farf is not. TK slowly off there. And TK is, oh goodness me, there is very slow in these corners now. Curry's got a 3-second penalty. And TK there is, looks like was nudged offside. Farf is all over the back of him here. Oh my goodness me, he's going to go on the inside into 12. He's on the inside to 12 for TK. There's a fight. Farf is on the outside. He's got off the outside then for turn 30. TK is not giving up. There's Tommy in the background. This is wheel-to-wheel stuff then. And Farf is through. And TK drops down to 12th position then. Farf is now moving on up to 11th position then. And now young Tommy then, who's on at medium tires as well. As now let's see what he can do. He is going to go down into turn 1. Is he young Tommy? Not quite at the moment there. We have got as we got to Marsky, Wonderful Wilson is going to go soft, hard, soft then. I think he needs to decide fast then. If it's definitely possible with soft hard on this track then, I think that's exactly what Wilson's doing next. He's very much going into the softer range now. Oh goodness me, so Slayer again a bit wobbly there, going up into turn 4 as well. Look at how much curbs Slayer takes there. Goodness me then. I've got to say, Curry doing a great job on those soft tires. I thought the soft tires would have fallen apart by now, but yep, Curry doing a great job there on the soft tires. Remember, Curry's done a lot of homework around this circuit, hasn't he? So Curry would definitely know what the softs are going to feel like, and he is absolutely, the homework has proven to be absolutely crucial at this stage of the race then, and the amount of time that he's made up then on his competitors behind has been absolutely crucial. Where that's going to come on to roost, then we'll find out. Wilson is still leading at the moment, and we've still got Gamer in second, Nigel in third, and New Patel in fourth position. They're all separated by less than a second. Into the pits there comes Curly. He's done about 7 laps there. Farfish trying to overtake Slayer and pushing him around 13. TK is now back on the rear as well. Young Tommy is also in here. Curly in the pits then, and he is stopping at his station now, and he's on the medium tires. Curly is until the end of the race. They go for a 2-stop strategy. Farfish up the inside, passes Slayer. We've got TK in there as well. Oh goodness me, then this is getting very hair and scare. Oh, we got a bit of banging wheels as well, but I think Farf has done it. He is a 10th for a second in front of Slayer. He's past Slayer and moves up into 9th position then. Slayer down in 10th position, TK in 11th. We got Tommy in 12th position as well. My goodness me. And these guys are absolutely on fire tonight. Brilliant, good stuff indeed. That Gamer is now going to be very much under pressure as well, and with 12 laps to go in this race. An absolutely incredible race here. It's been flying, hasn't it? This one absolutely mega stuff indeed. And we've only got one retirement so far. It's right at the beginning, then when we had a safety car after a BP didn't even get past the start finish as well. I've got to say, I do share his frustration on that one there, as he is going to be a very unhappy chappy, I'm sure of that. Then coming back up to the leaders as well, which is this here. So at the moment Wilson is still leading, and he's doing a great job. And Simon Shipton's got a penalty, throwing a penalty. It's 6 seconds now for Nigel, 3 seconds for Gamer, 3 seconds for New Potato as well, and for New. Oh, goodness me! And he just went into the back of the Ferrari. He hasn't damaged the wing, luckily, but goodness me, that was a close call there from New Potato. Oh, gosh, there, he missed his braking point there, didn't he? And look at these cars, and they're very much queuing up then to get past each other. We've got Slayer and TK, and TK is up into 10th position there. Oh, he got a bit squirrely though. Is that going too low? Jake Slayer, no, he isn't. Jake Slayer's got no DRS. Tommy's going up the inside. Oh, yes, he's done it. He is through. He's up into 12th position. He's on the outside. Oh, my goodness me. And there's somehow, and now we've got Bradfield there. Also, right up underneath the rear wing of the Mercedes as well. Oh, my goodness me. Well, they're definitely leaving it all on the track tonight, and they very impressive stuff indeed. But I think that Slayer is struggling on those 13 lap hard tyres. Oh, my word, there, and Bradfield there, not too far back as well. My goodness me. And I got to say, sorry about the squeal there. I was getting a bit too intense for my liking, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me. Into the pits. There comes Wilson with 10 laps to go. Gamer now leads then. And Wilson's in the pits. And what tires are going to go on then? Gamer leads. Second position is at Nigel. Third position is New Potato. Look at Nunda in the background there. Nunda is now ready to strike then. The super sub then in the Haas car is now in fourth position there. Gordo is in fifth. Great drive from Gordo. Troy is right underneath and who's that? Nigel's off the circuit. Nigel is off the circuit. No, he isn't. He's there. Nigel's on. Oh my goodness me! No, as gosh, I don't have a clue what was going on there, but Nigel still is in a second. Still in third position at the moment. And I thought he was very much going off onto a very much different part of the circuit. Tommy is now in ninth position. Oh, yeah, he's back in 10th position. There we got Wilson, who is on the soft tires, and he is going to be quicker than a hiccup in this stage of proceedings. Look at the background. There's Bradfield along with Slayer and along with Edson as well, and that's going to be a good old scrap, isn't it, for 13th and 12th positions then respectively. And I think this is not what Wilson wants, and Wilson's on the cusp of points here, isn't he? He would probably he would probably like to dispatch these drivers as quickly as possible. They are on quite Tommy's on 5 lap old hard medium tires, whilst on the hard tires is TK in a 9th and 10th position, and Farf is now into the points. Good stuff indeed there for Farf and Serious Rush as well, both again very good drives tonight. Brilliant stuff indeed there on lap 27 now, as well as the top three are now second and a 10th and in front of Nunda in the 4th position. Great drive on his return there to Nunda. Fantastic stuff indeed. TK is defending the inside there, so Tommy is going to go in the outside there, as well as Troy has got past them. Gordo and up in the 5th position. Troy also on a great drive indeed. Very much keeping your head kind of drive tonight. Then young Tommy's now been to is now up into 10th position, and Wilson there having a look. Wilson might have the traction here. It looks like he has the purchase as well, and he could be past Wilson as well. Sorry, young Tommy, he is past Tommy up into 9th position. Tommy dropping down to 10th, and good. That's a great overtake there from Wilson. That's what the fresh soft tires can do to you on this circuit. Got the perch there. He's now in 9th position. Wilson, where can he go from here on in then? I think some major points on the board. That Wilson's target surely has to be at least Farfan. Can he get Serious Mushroom as well? With just 8 laps to go with the Grand Prix. Nunda is very much putting his skates on as well now. He's 7/10 of a second away, and Nigel could be on the cusp of missing out of a podium here tonight with the extra penalty. That's going to cost him, I feel, for Nigel. So it's going to be very much there on the it's going to be very much on the balance, isn't it? Nigel's struggling, isn't he? Because look at that, and he's I say struggling, and it looked a bit closer to what it was on the map then as we go down the hill then. So just breaking down then into turn one as well. Just as we got Marsky double overtake from Wilson. I think he's trying to create his own highlight reel there. It was a good manoeuvre as well. Wilson's now got the fastest lap as well. Brilliant double overtake there from Dylan there. Dylan said on Wilson. Great overtake indeed then from Wilson. He's now less than a second away there from Farf as well. Leads on the top 4, battling in full position. And here at the Hungarian Grand Prix, there are the penalties at the moment. Troy doesn't have any penalties at all, and Troy does have younger hard tires as well. Can Troy sneak in the back door and get the Grand Prix win? He has to find 8 seconds from somewhere though, doesn't he? But goodness me, then no one can keep this man Troy down at the moment, can they? Fantastic. We're keeping an eye to see if Troy can if Troy they can very much force himself into this battle for the podium, maybe even more than that as well then. So he is very close. He's 1.7 seconds away from Nigel's position, and now get him up to fourth. Then we'll keep an eye on that into the later stages of this race. Then FIFA's got a penalty then. Unfortunately, he's down in 17th position then, having a tough old race, isn't he? Both McLarens are out of the top 10 as well. Now Bradfield down in 12th position, Curly in 14th position then, and Curly went onto the soft tires in the middle, sitting there. He's looking good. Unfortunately, he's dropped down to 14th now, and I think he might have to hope for some issues on other drivers then to maybe get into the points then. Wilson going slightly wide then, coming out of turn number 14 then, and look at this, and he's gaining on Farfar. He's got the four beans on there for the Honda powered Red Bull up the inside, passes Farf, and he should be through. Yes, he's also got the perch as well then, and if Wilson now up into a position, I reckon he gets 7th here as well, maybe even 6th with Gordo. He's got no penalties either, Wilson. So this is a great performance there from Wilson. He's going to get some major pointage, I think, for the Red Bull team. Fantastic stuff indeed there for Wilson. Yeah, this is brilliant drive from Wilson here tonight, and very good, very impressive stuff indeed there from Wilson. Here's the battle for the top 4 positions there. Troy is now 7.5 seconds away then, and that's within a lap then. He's almost taken away 8/10. He's almost taken away 7 to 8 tenths of a second there. Finger in the air kind of guess that, as Dylan saying that Wilson is on the move, is on a mission. He is, isn't he? Oh, he's got a 3-second penalty, a huge lock-up from Noon as well. Yeah, Wilson's got a 3-second penalty. That is that's a huge blow for Wilson because he could potentially have got in front of Gordo as well, who is only 3 seconds in front of Wilson. These are the top 4 then on lap 30 out of 35. Usually the battle at the front there is my main concern, but tonight there's been action all over the show, hasn't there? But now these front 4 cars then are in the battle together then. If anyone gets a penalty, Troy could strike, can he? He's got no penalties at all. He is only 7.6 seconds away from this battle. Oh, this is magnificent stuff indeed then. So Gamer is still in the lead then at the moment, and there are the penalty. That's the penalty situation at the moment. We're on board Nigel, who has 6 seconds worth of penalties. Curly's got past Ayrton and moved up into 13th position. Ayrton dropping down to 14th. Nigel there having a bit of understeer there. He had to reduce the steering lock on the floor there, which is very unusual. But so at the moment Nigel is he's dropping down to 4th position, and Nunda is going to be on the podium on his return then. Good stuff indeed, but Nunda potentially could have got a pole position on his return as well. Unfortunately had issues there, didn't he, on his outlap, but now he's very much in the thick of things, isn't he? On board then with a Potato, we have Potato in 3rd position. Nunda's right behind him as well. Look at this, and then Troy is now 7.1 seconds back there. I'm keeping an eye on that battle as well. We've got 5 laps to go, the Hungarian Grand Prix. What a race this has been then. Gamer has been under pressure, hasn't he, right from the get-go in this one. He's had literally no moment to take a breath in this race then, and this is a very tough one, isn't it? But Gamer, this will be his first Grand Prix win since the Dutch Grand Prix. Just needs to keep his nerve, he needs to hold his nerve, doesn't he? With 3 cars chasing him down then, with 4 laps to go with this Hungarian Grand Prix. Magnificent racing from all 4 of these drivers. Brilliant stuff indeed. Troy, of course, as well in 5th position. Magnificent stuff. Gordo, great driving in 6th position as well. That's been really impressive stuff up down the field. Only 1 retirement so far here in Silver tonight. BP out of the race then before he even got going, unfortunately. And BP would have also been in the thick of things as well. I have no doubt about that. So Nigel needs to really think about starting to make a move then, because he is the only driver with 6 seconds worth of penalties then. So he probably is going to have to put the squeeze on. Gamer, has he got enough? Gamer's off the circuit now. Oh, goodness me then. I thought that was another penalty. That would have been crucial in this race, wouldn't it? As Gamer is very much feeling the pressure now, because Nigel is putting the squeeze on once again then. As Sam is saying the 6th sign, Gamer is under pressure. Maldonado's got a 3-second penalty. Yellow flag as someone's had a cropper out of the chicane now. I did see who it was then. Oh, it's Noon again, squirrely off the final corner there as well. That 32 out of 35 here, and these are the 4 cars. Troy's in the background. A Ferrari's off of FIFA Beefy. As is he just he's just trying to get back on the circuit, and he is back on the circuit, and so no need for a virtual safety car or safety car then, with just 3 laps to go in this Grand Prix. And now then there's they're all starting to Constantine up once again, and this is incredible racing. Oh, absolutely brilliant stuff indeed then. Marski saying this, yeah, this is making me excited for tomorrow's race in Brunton. There's some saying it's a DRS train. It is indeed. Troy is now 7 seconds back then, so it's hovering around the 7-second mark at the moment. Troy is and as it stands, Troy will not gain any position, but he's only 7/10 of a second away. Oh, it's a new potato is off then, and Nigel is going into Narnia once again then, as I feel that there's a bit of a dodgy connection there on Nigel's car. Then there's one of them must be a bit off-putting there from the Oh, it's new potato there. It's gone slightly wide there out of turn 12, but luckily no penalty for him either. Yeah, it must be very distracting there, as that Nigel seems to be wandering off the track and back on. But I might be looking at something completely different there. Troy is now less than half a second then away from Nigel. Well, about a second away from Nigel, I should say that, and potentially getting that fourth position. And we'll keep an eye on these penalties. Lap 33. We got 3 laps to go in this race then as well. Absolutely amazing Grand Prix. This Nigel look down to turn 1 then, trying to see if he is going to distract Gamer or not then, but Gamer will not be deterred, will he? He would love a Grand Prix win then. This will be his 5th Grand Prix win of his career, as FIFA's off again then. There's Nigel, as his teammate Nigel has gone for the lead in the Hungarian Grand Prix as they come through turn 2 and 3 as well then, and now come up the hill into turn 4 then, 3 tenths of a second. That is the gap in Formula 1 terms there, as Gamer there has to keep it, not only does have to keep it in front of Nigel, Nunda and Potato, but he also has to keep it within the track limits as well, otherwise a 3-second penalty will be waiting for him. No, his hard work will be undone, and it'll be new Potato. They will take the Grand Prix win. Absolutely amazing. Indeed, Nilla saying I need popcorn for this exciting end to the race then, as Nigel there is now right underneath the gearbox indeed, but he cannot stay too close to Mercedes because of the dirty air on these modern Formula 1 cars there. Gamer there has the high ground, 6.1 seconds the gap is now. Troy is very much putting a spurt on the final stage of the Grand Prix there. Troy there could sneak in this one with just a couple of laps to go. Keep an eye on the World Championship leader with the final turn then to complete lap 33. This is the second to last lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix. 4 cars, I would say 5 cars are in the battle for this race win. I would say do not count out Troy, but he needs some magnificent end to this race then. Farf is coming back at Wilson there. Wilson is starting to drop off him, but Farf does have 9 seconds worth of penalties, doesn't he, to his name. Hats off to TK, no penalties at all. Hats off to Serious Commercial Man Troy, no penalties for those 3-4 drivers. Magnificent stuff indeed. Gordo is also starting to put a squeeze. FIFA's off the circuit there, and the yellow flags then around here then. He has gone right off, and that's the same corner the last 3 laps, and he's had issues around there. FIFA out of the Grand Prix. What a shame then for FIFA, and I think that might have been a bit of frustration there on the Ferrari driver, because he would have been in this battle, I'm sure of it, if he didn't have issues there in the middle part of this race as well. Welsh Marnada set the fastest up for the Grand Prix. She's thrown on a set of soft tires to the end of this race as well. So the incident has been cleared then, as we're now coming up to 1 more lap to go then. Troy is now 5 seconds behind then. He is very close then. He is very close then to stealing that 4th position away from Nigel as well. Nigel will be disappointed about being on the front row of the grid then. FIFA is out of the race, has 2 retirements in this Grand Prix. Final lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Gamer leads. Nigel is second. 7/10 of a second the gap is. Nigel does have a 6-second penalty. 3rd position is New Potato. 4th is Noondon is returned. Fantastic. Troy in 5th position. No penalties for Troy. He potentially could get himself on the 4th after qualifying 8 for 958. Gordo in 6th position. Great drive from Gordo. 7th position is Serious Special with Wilson 8th and Farf in 9th. Not anymore, because Farf is in 8th position again. Past Wilson. The soft tires there are struggling now on Wilson's car, and he's dropping down the order, but Farf needs to get 9 seconds in front of Wilson. Back at this battle here then, and Farf is now in 8th position, Wilson in 9th, 10th position is young Tommy there, and this will be some good points, golden points for Tommy, but there is TK who's less than 3 seconds back at the moment and could steal that final point then. Curley in 12th position, Bradfield in 13th, Ayrton 14th, Slayer is in 15th, 16th is Side Shifting, Marnada 17th, Baslin 18th, Gurman saying good points for the Haas team, great points for the Haas team, good drive from Gordo and from Noonda then, brilliant stuff indeed then. But Gamer then, this is going to be his 1st Grand Prix win then since the Dutch Grand Prix back at round 5. Gamer needed this out of the final turn, and oh my goodness me, I thought he spun it out. Gamer wins his his fifth Grand Prix win of his career. And New Potato second, Noonan third position. Troy is going into fourth there. Damage limitation for Troy today. Magnificent. Nigel will be disappointed to be down in fifth position there. And the Serious Mushroom, great drive in sixth position for him as well. And Gamer then, that's his fourth Grand Prix win of the season, his fifth Grand Prix win of his career, his first Grand Prix win since the Dutch Grand Prix there for Gamer, and this is exactly what he needed then, and he is back on top as well. Goodness me, though, he didn't have his all his own way, did he? With New Potato, Noonda and Nigel all pressuring him then with just basically all the way through the race, a fantastic Hungarian Grand Prix, only 2 retirements as well. Magnificent stuff indeed then. Gamer, yes, and brilliant race there. Didn't say brilliant race from Silver. Well done, Gamer, for the race winning as well. Noon saying fantastic. Marsky saying a fantastic watch. Said Noon, my hands are sore. Then I'm tired. Delighted with the result. I'm delighted with the result there. Wilson saying the softs were not very. It were rubbish. Then good stuff. Good stuff indeed. The fourth gets driver of the day. So he'll be very happy with that after a very disappointing qualifying. But as we know, have a look then at the podium celebrations there. Gamer is dancing the right steps, isn't he? And it's and as I said, that's his fourth Grand Prix win of the season as well. Fifth of his career, and that's what he needs. And he's finally taken some points there out of Troy then, because Troy was on the march, wasn't he? But Troy has been a bit in the last race and this race. Troy has only scored 12 points, hasn't he? But Gamer's only scored 25 points as well. But so it's going to still need a huge point swing, doesn't it? Final classification then from the Hungarian Grand Prix looks like this. Gamer there won the race then after getting that incredible pole position there, and then from then on he led from the front, didn't he? Gamer did, but it was a game of ultimate pressure, wasn't it? New Potato in second in the end, with Noonday in third. Then look how close Troy was there from 9th to 4th there, and he didn't have any penalty. He could have been very much there to it would have been very much there to really ruin the incredible race of Gamer, New Potato and Noonday there. Very close Troy was there. Nigel in 5th position, Serious Mushroom 6th, Gordo 7th, Wilson 8th, and TK in 9th. 10th position is Young Tommy. Outside the points is far from 11th in the end, but he did get driver of the day. Curly in 12th position, Bradfield 13th, Ayrton in 14th, Slayer in 15th, Silence Shifting on return in 16th. Good job. Well, Maldonado 17th, getting the fastest lap point away from Jake. Baz in 18th, FIFA out of the race, along with BP as well. And at the moment, I'm all alone in the old commentary box. Usually, I have a bit of company, but at the moment, I have no one, unfortunately. So I think it's a good opportunity there to have a quick plug, I would say, isn't it? Tomorrow night, it is Bronze's turn, isn't it? We had a great race in Silverstone, and I'm expecting more of the same again tomorrow as well. As I got to say, Crystal Mace was looking very formidable, but him and Dylan had an absolutely incredible battle, didn't they? The top 4 cars are absolutely amazing last week, weren't they? So I'm looking for more of the same again tomorrow then, so looking forward to that one. And then, of course, it is COBALT on Wednesday as well. They also started their first round of the World Championship in the British Grand Prix as well. This is the second round. Yes, COBALT and Bronze are at the beginning of their journey, sending who is going to be crowned the third world champion of Bronze, and who's going to be the first champion of COBALT. That is the question which will be on everyone's minds then as we get ready for another 2 days of racing then. It's Formula 1 saying, well done, Gamer, had some great battles, but some of you need to learn patience there. So well done, Potato and Noonda as well on the podium. So much saying, Tommy, a point, well done, lad, proud of you, was saying, saying that, as I was saying that unfortunately Welsh and Maldonado and Curly clashed there, and that's why he kept his distance, unfortunately. Ooh, well, to be honest, I'm happy to just have a breather, to be fair, as I don't think anyone is coming in the old party, are they? Unfortunately, as I'm not sure what's occurring or anything like that. Then as we got young Tommy saying, thanks, Mushroom mate. We're stressed the whole race pretty much, but congratulations on P6 as well. Good points there for the Williams team. Obviously, I'm flying the flag for the Williams because I am a very proud Williams driver, albeit I'm wearing a Mercedes shirt at the moment. But don't tell them that. Well, they are our engine suppliers, aren't they? So I could get away with that, I suppose. Yep, just waiting. Can't join for the interviews because my headset is broken. Sorry, Gamer. Adorable, that Gamer. Fantastic performance here today as well. And I think that I think New Patel normally comes into the party as well, but I don't think anyone's coming in, unfortunately. So the next race then will be for silver. Will be at the Belgian Grand Prix, the best racetrack in the world, isn't it? Of course, normally I say the gold and silver the next Sunday and Monday, but of course we got 2 more rounds of the Hungarian Grand Prix. 50% there. We're halfway there. We're halfway there, and so yes, good stuff indeed. And we got Tommy and TK battling as I came out of the pits. So annoying. Good battle though. Young Tommy said, been fun, mate. Kept the door open for you. Gamer saying, I just want to say GG on the to the top 4. Put huge pressure on me. Good stuff indeed there for Gamer. And Old Potato is coming to the party as well. And so I was just about to end the stream now. Then, good to speak, so I was running out of things to say. Potato, a great drive today, but at the end, then it just wasn't the race win then. But are you happy with second today? It was. It looks like he was off to Narnia on a couple of occasions, wasn't he? Was that? Oh, good stuff indeed. Then, and you got a second position today, which extended your extended your gap between yourself and Nigel. And it looks like you're starting to strengthen that third position in the standings. But it looks like you're becoming in a bit of no man's land there at the moment. There is got the gap. The battle for third position is fantastic, but you are extending the gap. Then, what is third position your highest aim for the championship, or do you think you can sneak in between Troy and Gamer in this one? Oh, absolutely great stuff indeed. I love that attitude indeed. And never give up, man. And going on to the Belgian Grand Prix in a week's time, then. How are you feeling for that race, then? Are you feeling amped up for that one? Absolutely brilliant. Oh, and it usually does an ALR. Fantastic stuff indeed. Well done, Potatoes there on your brilliant second position there. Fantastic stuff indeed. We'll be back in action tomorrow for bronze. Yes, it will be bronze at 7:30 UK time then. Be there or be square. Goodbye.